A service of KIBMradio.com, the Internet's home for an all-old-time radio.
This I believe. Edgar Kennedy is a British writer and political expert. At present, he is a member of the editorial board of the Refugee Survey Group, an independent body set up by the UN High Commissioner for Refugees. During World War II, he served in the Royal Air Force as an intelligence officer. Recently, he spent 8 months as a refugee expert with the Unified Command in Korea. The story of his experiences there was published under the title Mission to Korea. This is Edgar Kennedy's creed.
In order to explain what I believe, I must turn the pages of time backwards to ancient Greece. There its culture represented and was expressed by a motto, nothing to excess. This avoidance of extremes has always seemed to me the essence of the liberality which I hold and which I believe to be derived from Greek humanism. In a world in which, as Oscar Wilde quipped, nothing succeeds like excess, I must be on my guard against the chimera of excessive wealth or excessive power. In this I find my classical education helpful. I believe that grounding in classical thought teaches one to be critical, and that to apply the critical eye helps to create a better sense of values. It is easier, without loss of prestige, to modify my opinions if I am wrong, or withdraw from some position if it is untenable, if I do not adopt an extreme attitude. My liberal views make my work among uprooted humanity, called refugees, less difficult. For, as I have no fixed prejudices, I can identify myself more easily with their plight and attempt to find a solution. I believe, therefore, in a human approach to these problems, as I am always slightly mistrustful of any cut-and-dried plan for banishing any of the ills of mankind. I also have a deep abhorrence of any scheme which tries to force people into some rigid mold. In short, I believe in respect for the individual. I believe in avoiding condemnation. Humans may, and often do, act barbarically for motives they consider praiseworthy. My respect for the motives of, say, a Balt involuntarily joining the German forces because of his hatred of the Russians is balanced by an equal respect for the motives of a Yugoslav partisan who, Red Star in cap if he had a cap, killed the German invaders at sight. And yet I am not tolerant. I am somewhat suspicious of the word tolerance as used by so many people. It seems to me to carry a slight hint of condescension, as if to say, from my superior position I can afford to put up with anything. So, in that sense, I am not tolerant. Within certain cultural limits, differences in race, religion, nationality and so forth make slight impact on me, so tolerance is quite unnecessary. Often I disagree violently with certain views, but like Voltaire, I declare my willingness to defend with equal violence the right of the holders to express them. Usually, however, the views with which I disagree are extremes, as, on the political level, the defense of some totalitarianism of right or left. But totalitarian states, as a rule, become corrupt and self-destructive, and their destruction affords me considerable satisfaction from my liberal standpoint. It demonstrates the truth of Lord Acton's aphorism that power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. Although my liberalism has its origin in the Greek motto, nothing to excess, my work often evokes a certain missionary enthusiasm, in that the personal satisfaction in having saved, as in Korea, a handful of orphan children seems justified by the trust in me among those I try to help.
They're the beliefs of Edgar Kennedy, a British author and refugee expert.
The Anchor Hawking Glass Corporation brings you Crime Photographer.
Did you have a good time at the UN yesterday, Tony?
Oh, I sure did, Casey. even attended a committee meeting.
But what did you say when they asked whom you represented?
Why, Anchor Hocking, the most famous name in glass. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Tony Marvin. Every week at this time, the Anchor Hocking Glass Corporation of Lancaster, Ohio, and its more than 10,000 employees bring you another adventure of Casey, crime photographer, ace cameraman who covers the crime news of a great city. Written by Alonzo Dean Cole, our adventure for tonight, The Chivalrous Gunman. Penrose Square in the daytime is a busy place. But now at night, lights shine behind a few windows of its old-fashioned office and loft buildings. And a block away, a construction crew continues to drill and blast a new section of subway out of the city's rocky bed. In the darkened offices of the J.J. Titus Company, whose business is private loans, there are three men. One is busily engaged at the door of a massive safe. Another holds a flashlight. The third lightly grasps a gun.
How you coming, Gus?
Almost ready to blow her, Ed. Hold that flashlight steady, will you, Riker?
Sure, Gus.
Got the shakes pretty bad, haven't you, Riker?
No, I'm all right, Ed.
You're so scared I can hear your teeth rattle.
Oh, it's the guy's first job, Gus. Weren't you scared when you cracked your first safe? I was scared the first time I killed a guy.
I've never been scared.
How many men have you killed, Ed?
Oh, you've got a lot to learn about the racket, Riker. You must never ask personal questions, and you must cultivate a bad memory.
I will.
I got the charge in and all wired. It's ready to shoot after I rig my padding. You still scared, Riker?
Well, sometimes people work in this building at night doing overtime. If the explosion is heard...
I'm not. Nobody paying any attention to this blast. That subway work going on outside makes a perfect setup.
I hope we find all the dough in that safe you say will be in it, Riker.
There'll be at least $40,000 and maybe 50. I work in this office. I know what Titus keeps on hand.
You better be right. I don't like to waste my time.
I told you, fellas, how much money my boss kept here. I showed you how to beat the burglar along.
Sure, Riker. You've done your part.
Back with the wall, guys. I'll touch her off.
Right.
Yeah. Here she goes.
The door's blown clean off.
Sure. I know how to crack these boxes. Now we'll see.
The thing is full of dough.
I told you.
Hey, give me that suitcase. Help me load it with this dough, you guys.
You and Riker loaded. I stay close to this hall door to watch and listen. I'm watching you guys, too, to see none of that dough sticks to your fingers. I want a full third of it.
You'll get it, Ed.
Sure I will.
Big bills and packages.
There's all of $50,000 here.
We'll count it up when we get to the hotel and make our split.
Yeah, shake it up now.
We got it all.
Hey, let's get out of here.
You carry the bag with my tools in, Riker. I'll take the money suitcases.
Oh, why can't I...
Gus tells you, Riker.
Sure, okay. But let's get away.
Quiet now. I'll open the door. Come on, there's no one in the hall.
We'll go down the back stairs.
Yeah, then there's only a block to the car and our getaway.
Quiet.
Somebody opened the door.
Down the hall there.
That girl.
Don't scream, babe. Don't.
I won't, but why do you point that gun at me? Mr. Riker.
She recognizes me, Ed. She's a stenographer who works in that office. She'll tell.
And if she told the cops on you, you tell about us. You got to bump the scale, Ed.
No, I don't know what this is all about. Please.
Quiet. Let her have it, Ed.
This girl's coming with us.
Coming with us?
Where?
I know a spot out in the suburbs.
You're going to kill me.
Now, take it easy, baby. Come on, we're heading down the back stairs.
Ed, you take her where you want to. Gus and I'll go to the place we agreed on.
Take that dough with you?
Yeah.
Oh, no, Riker. The dough and me are going to stick together. Yeah, this is a good spot, Gus. Stop the car.
Okay, Ed.
You're going to kill me.
Sorry, sister. You worked late in your office on the wrong night. Let's get out.
I'll never tell anybody that I saw you, man. I swear I'll never tell. Mr. Riker, you know me. I swear
That's just it, Miss Birch. You know me, and you could send me to prison.
You're the guy who runs the biggest risk from this girl, Riker. Suppose you bump her off.
Me?
Uh-huh.
Oh, no, I couldn't kill anybody.
Okay, Yellow Belly. How about you, Gus? You're strong for this bump off.
I've done my end of the job tonight. This is your part, Ed.
Yeah, that's so. Want to see me do it?
No. Take her back there among those trees.
Okay. Come on, sister.
No, let go.
Come on now.
Please.
Quiet.
Please don't.
Come on. That's the girl. Just a few steps, babe, away from the road where the trees are thick. That's it. And away from those two yellow bellies. Oh, I'm not going to hurt you.
You're not...
Quiet. I've been sizing you up, and I figured you'd stand by a guy who stood by you.
I swear I'll never tell her. I swear...
That don't convince me. I go by how I feel about things. Besides, I've never killed a woman.
You're going to let me go?
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Now, Candace, now listen. If you follow this path for about a quarter mile, you'll come out on Weldon Spring Road where you can flag a bus back to town. All right, get going.
Oh, mister...
That's all. I'll fire a shot or two after you start for the benefit of those mugs back there. So long.
Thanks. I'll never forget you.
What I expect you to do is forget me. Get on your way.
Goodbye. You can depend on me.
A swell double cross,
Hey, what,
Listen, I didn't trust you with that money. We followed you and heard everything you said to that girl.
You did, Riker?
We did.
And you have a gat in your mitt, huh, Gus?
Yeah.
Guns aren't your racket, pal. You're a safecracker.
I'll use a gat when I have to pay off a double crosser. That gal is never going to reach the bus line. And as for you...
What about me?
I'm giving you...
Yes, no, you don't.
Oh.
I said guns weren't your racket, Gus. It's slow on the trigger.
You killed him.
I think so, Riker. Let's see. Uh-huh. He's dead. You never saw a guy get it before, I guess.
Don't look at me like that, Ed.
Not
Don't
much guts have you, Riker. You don't belong in the big leagues, and you wouldn't know what to do with big dough. So I'm taking all of what we got tonight.
No. Not even a killer like you was going to take it from me.
Shouldn't have reached for the gat. Poor Gus dropped, Riker. Guns aren't your racket either.
Our story will continue in just a moment. For more than 125 years, we've all enjoyed good, wholesome beer and ale in glass bottles. Why?
Because glass, and only glass, can bring you beer and ale as it comes from the brewery, unaffected by any foreign taste or flavor.
Yes, glass bottles, and only glass bottles, can bring you beer as it's meant to taste. Beer that's brewery bright.
And here at last is a new kind of bottle.
A glass bottle that's different.
It requires no deposit.
No return to the store.
When the bottle is empty, just throw it away.
It's light as a feather.
Sturdy and compact.
It saves space in the icebox.
It belongs on any table.
It's a natural for picnics.
And, brother, what flavor, that real brewery flavor.
Protected by glass.
As only glass can protect it.
Yes, the revolutionary new Anchor Glass one-way, no-deposit bottle is sweeping America. For flavor, demand beer in glass bottles. For convenience, demand your favorite brand in the new Anchor Glass one-way, no-deposit bottle. A product of Anchor Hocking. The most famous name in glass.
That's how it happened, Captain Logan. I tried to tell you everything.
That's the end, Captain.
Riker's dead, Doctor?
Yes, it's a miracle he lived as long as he did.
Well, Logan, you got a big break.
He gave you a pretty complete story before he passed out.
Yeah, it was a swell break, Casey.
But Riker didn't identify the killer for you, Captain. He said he knew him only as Ed.
And the description he gave you fits thousands of men.
Well, at least Riker gave me something to work on, Miss Williams. And there's this stenographer, Francis Birch, that the gunman turned loose.
Logan, do you go for that part of Riker's story? A professional trigger man so chivalrous he takes a chance on his own hide by letting a witness go free? That's hard for me to swallow.
Well, screwy as this thing sounds, I think she got away safely. She'll be able to give me a good description of this killer. Women remember men.
If the killer did let her go, and if she has any sense of gratitude, you're not going to get a thing out of her.
Now, when she learns that her chivalrous gunman killed 2 guys tonight, well, as a reputable citizen...
I'll bet she won't say a thing.
We'll see. I'm starting to look for Miss Birch right now.
Yes, Captain Logan, the man let me go. He said he couldn't kill a woman. I ran through the woods, caught a bus, and came home here.
He didn't follow you?
No, Captain Logan.
This is certainly a hot one, Annie.
I'll say.
Now, I've told you all I know. I've had a terrible experience tonight. Please leave me alone.
I'm sorry, Miss Birch, but you haven't yet given me a description of this man called Ed.
I can't describe him, Captain. It was dark all the time I was with him, and I was so frightened.
Well, you must have some idea.
I haven't. I don't remember a single detail of the man's appearance.
Because you're too grateful to remember?
I just don't remember.
Miss Birch, this man's a professional killer. He murdered 2 men tonight.
It was a cold-blooded murder, and it was a double cross.
It's your duty to assist the police in putting him where he belongs.
Duty can't make me tell you something I don't know. I wouldn't recognize him if he walked into this room. I don't know him.
Okay. That's the way you want it. I'll have to hold you as a material and unwilling witness. Sergeant, take this young lady to headquarters.
You mean I'll be a prisoner?
You will be held for further questioning. Does the prospect improve your memory?
No, Captain. I'm ready to go, Sergeant.
Well, guess you win your bet, Casey.
Sorry, pal. I hoped I'd lose.
Mr. Ebersole, to everyone who's come into this bar, I've been predicting that this here baseball season is going to end with a big surprise.
Hello, Ethelbert.
Hi, pal.
Casey, Miss Williams. Excuse me, Mr. Ebersole. Where you been all day?
Oh, hanging around police headquarters. Who's that guy?
I'm going back there in a few minutes.
Yeah, we've only got time for a small bottle of beer apiece, so give us some action, Ethelbert. Come
Coming
on.
right up. You sticking close to headquarters, waiting for a break in that Chivalrous Gunman case?
Yeah.
Yeah, the thing's swell newspaper copies. The women especially are eating it up.
Well, I'll say they are, Miss Williams. Every other femme who comes in here is talking about the killer who wouldn't hurt a lady. I think most of them are jealous of that Birch gal. They'd like to have met such a romantical character themselves.
Oh, romantical character nuts, Ethelbert. Those cookies don't do anything romantic or chivalrous unless they got a very cold, hard-boiled reason for it.
But she still ain't described or identified the killer, has she?
Well, no.
Which seems to prove, Mr. Casey, that he didn't take very big chances. He was simply an excellent judge of character.
Maybe. The thing still has a phony smell to me.
I don't see why, Casey. He sized up the gal and figured she wouldn't rat on anyone who done her a big favor. That's all there is to it.
That's the way it looks, all right. Yeah.
I suppose the cops have investigated the Birch gal pretty thorough, huh?
Very thoroughly. And she's just what she seems to be, a plain-looking, capable stenographer. And her reputation is A1.
But, Annie, nobody knows her really well. She has no close gal friends. She never went out much with guys. The cops didn't find anybody she'd ever been confidential with.
Well, so what? Girls in a wolf town like this are smart to keep to themselves.
Yeah.
Well, she worked overtime on the night of the robbery at her own request, Annie.
And her boss says that she's done that many times before.
Yeah, I know.
You got suspicions of Miss Birch, Casey?
Well, I had, pal, but
There seems to be no grounds for him.
Casey had an elaborate theory that the appearance of Miss Birch after the Titus safe was robbed was timed.
Time?
To make two of the robbers, Riker and Gus, agree to a change in plan.
See, they'd intended to split the dough in a downtown hotel. Well, Francis Birch provided an excuse for this gunman Ed to get them and the stolen money out to a lonely spot in the woods where he could bump them off and take the entire haul.
You figured Miss Birch and that Ed were working together, huh?
Well, it was a theory.
You mean a hunch?
Yeah, only Logan can't find any connection between the Birch gal and any crooks.
I don't think it was a very hot theory, anyways. I guess Captain Logan's been rounding up a lot of suspects, huh?
Every guy known to have associated with a safecracker, Gus, has been brought in for questioning. The cops are still looking for more. Oh, well. Annie, come on, let's get back to headquarters. If anything breaks in this case, we want to be around.
And we'd better be. Our city desk will have our scalp.
You know what I predict about this case, pal?
What?
It'll either be solved...
Yeah?
Or it'll always remain a mystery.
You and Miss Williams got here just in time, Casey. My boys have brought in another suspect.
So who is he?
A rod from Minneapolis named George Neal. Been booked for several trigger jobs in the Middle West, but always got out from under. He's been seen several times with Gus Lesser during the past couple of weeks, and he just might be Ed.
Is the name Ed one of George Neal's aliases, Captain?
No, not that we know of, Miss Williams, but that's a minor detail. An experienced crook wouldn't let an amateur like Riker know his real name or one of his usual aliases. Bring him in, Sergeant.
Yes, sir.
In a minute or two, I'll have Miss Birch in to give him the once-over.
Oh, she won't identify anyone for you.
I watch that gal very closely when she meets a suspect, Miss Williams. When she sees the right one, she may tell me more than she intends to.
Oh, you think she'll give herself and him away?
Could be. Now, you and Casey, keep your eyes open. Let me handle it.
Okay.
Here's Neil, Captain.
Oh, come in, Neil.
Oh, thanks.
Have a chair.
You're too good to me. Well, what's this pickup all about, Captain?
When'd you leave Minneapolis, Neil?
Ooh, about 6 months ago.
Been operating in this town ever since?
I don't know what you mean by operating.
You did quite a little gun work out in the Middle West?
Oh, I wouldn't say that. I fell up against a couple of phony raps that weren't followed by convictions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You pulled some jobs in this town, Neil.
Have I?
Mm-hmm.
Prove it.
I'm going to try. Bring in our witness, Sergeant.
Yes, sir.
You have a witness?
Yeah.
There she is, Captain.
What do you want of me now, Captain?
Now, take a look at that man, Miss Birch.
Well?
Have you ever seen him before?
No.
You're certain?
Certain.
That's all. Take her back to her quarters, Sergeant.
Yes, sir.
Well, your witness didn't know me, Captain.
I noticed that, Neil.
Am I at liberty to go now?
You're being held for questioning. Take charge of him, Martin.
Come on, Neil.
Okay. These cops certainly waste an awful lot of time having a thing on me.
Miss Williams, Casey, you notice a change in that gal when she saw Neil?
Yes, Captain. Her voice was calm enough, but did you see how she clenched her hand?
You get it too, Casey?
I wasn't watching the gal, Logan.
You weren't watching?
Casey!
I had my eyes on Neil. He wasn't at all afraid of Miss Birch.
You mean you think he's not our guy?
I'm sure he is our guy.
I don't get it.
No, neither do I.
All right, now, Neil was pretty tense at first. Because you just might have had the goods on him for any one of a dozen jobs. Well, that tension disappeared when he saw Francis Birch. All he showed then was relief.
But, Casey, if he's Ed, he'd have had the opposite reaction.
Of course, Ed met this gal only once. He couldn't be sure she wouldn't send him to the hot seat.
Right. He couldn't be sure if he'd met her only once.
You going back to your cockeyed theory of collusion between that respectable woman and a professional rodman?
Neil's a good-looking guy. He could have made a play for her after he learned about the big dough in Titus's safe. And she could have gone so overboard on him, Logan, that she'd play along with the scheme, even a scheme that involved robbery and murder. Well, that's just a hunch, pal.
Well, there's no way to prove a hunch of that kind, Casey. She'll just keep on refusing to identify Ed.
I think there's a way to prove it.
Oh.
Women are jealous, Logan. And when they go all out for a guy, they demand a lot in return.
Yeah.
How do you know so much about women, Casey?
I've read about them, Annie, in books.
Say, we'll try the old green-eyed monster gag, Casey.
Now, what on earth?
Now, you'll find out, because you're going to help work it, Miss Williams. Now, here's what we'll do. Beginning tomorrow, George Neal will receive special privileges in jail. He'll be allowed to have visitors privately. And after we're sure he's enjoying his privileges, Miss Birch's quarters in the women's wing will be changed so that she'll have a fine view of the private visiting room. And then, Miss Williams, you come in.
Come in, Miss Williams. Nice of you to visit me.
Well, it seems the least I can do, Miss Birch. You must be terribly unhappy here.
That's an understatement. I'm not in a barred cell, but I'm in a jail. I'm a prisoner. How much longer are they going to hold me as a witness against a man they haven't arrested and whom I can't identify if they do?
Well, I don't know, Miss Birch. But they're making things more comfortable for you. They've given you nicer quarters than you had before.
Yes. They moved me in here today.
Huh? Well, this would be quite a pleasant room if it weren't inside a jail.
Yes, but it is.
Oh, that's interesting view from this window.
Interesting? Barred windows, stone walls.
No, haven't you noticed the visiting rooms? They're a few floors below, across the court. You can see the real prisoners with their relatives and friends.
That'll be fun.
That fellow Neil is in one of the rooms now.
Neil?
He's a good-looking guy. One of the men that you couldn't identify, remember?
Oh, no, I've been asked to identify so many men.
Look, he's got a nice-looking girl visiting him.
Yes, I see.
She looks a little too blonde to be the real thing.
Definitely peroxide.
Oh, I don't know what there is about blondes, real or phony, but they sure appeal to men.
Who do you suppose that woman is?
I don't know.
She's probably a newspaper reporter like you, interviewing.
No, I know all the news gals in town, and she's not one of us.
Oh.
The guards come in to break up their visit. Oh. Neil must be a close friend. She's kissing him goodbye.
Yes, so I see.
Look at that. Oh. The guards shoot him out. Show's over.
Miss Williams. I wonder if you'd find out for me.
What, Miss Birch?
Nothing. Never mind. Oh, hello, Miss Williams.
Hi there. I meant to come back sooner, but I've been so busy.
It's good to see you. It's good to see anyone who isn't a matron or a policeman.
You don't look very well. Have you been sick?
I haven't been sleeping.
Well, I don't wonder. You're not really a prisoner, but just...
I'm in a prison.
Well, I wish I could do something for you.
You can. Miss Williams.
Yes?
Nothing. You know, I've had some amusement watching people in that visitor's room you pointed out to me. That man, Neil, I think you said his name was. Oh, yes, yeah. Well, do you know that same blonde woman's visited him every day? She must be a relative, don't you think?
She's a relative, all right. I was curious enough to ask about her. She's his wife.
His wife?
Yeah, as she flew on here from Minneapolis.
His wife?
Miss Birch, what's the matter?
He's married. He was married when he met me. Married when he made me do the things I did for him. All right, two can play his rotten game. Get Captain Logan. I'll tell him what he wants to know. George Neal is Ed. He's that chivalrous gunman. He's the murderer I love. He's the man who promised to marry me.
Hi. I guess you've heard everything you need to, Captain Logan.
Yeah, we heard, Miss Williams. And Casey wins another bet.
This one, Logan, I didn't want to lose.
We'll join the crowd at the Blue Note in just a moment. It's a funny thing, but nobody ever seems to have enough glasses. Attractive glasses, big, generous-sized glasses, particularly on these hot summer days and nights when you serve so much iced tea and lemonade. So why not put this note right on the top of your weekend shopping list? 6 oversized sunburst crystal glasses for long drinks of all kinds. These new sunburst crystal glasses cost only 10 cents apiece at your favorite 5 and 10 cent store or any other store selling household glass. They're crystal, yes, genuine crystal, with a beauty that can be compared only to rare and costly hand-cut crystal, the kind that mothers hand down to their daughters. Yet these sunburst crystal glasses cost only 10 cents apiece, only 60 cents for a half dozen, slightly more in distant cities. Now, you'll recognize them immediately by the distinctive sunburst design. But be sure to ask for Sunburst Crystal by name. Sunburst Crystal, product of Anchor Hocking. The most famous name in glass.
The blonde tomato Miss Birch saw with Neil was just a police stooge. Huh, Miss Williams?
Mm-hmm. That's right, Ethelbert.
Yeah, great job she has there. After a couple of visits, their little get-together was worth watching.
Those visits will put the Chivalrous Gunman into the hot seat.
Yes. Frances Birch has given the DA a detailed account of her association with Neil before the robbery and how they put on that act in the woods.
I still can't understand why he needed her as an excuse to get his partners in crime out in them woods.
Well, Ethelbert, Neil has a screwy quirk of character, pal. Unlike most professional gunmen, he couldn't shoot a guy unless he had some pretense of self-defense. So he planned things so both Gus and Riker tried to get him before he got them.
Pure vanity, Ethelbert. A manifestation of the protective ego with which all males cover their shortcomings.
Say, Annie, how do you know so much about men?
Not from reading books, Mr. Casey.
Huh?
Crime Photographer, starring Stotts Cotsworth as Casey, is brought to you each Thursday by the Anchor Hocking Glass Corporation, makers of Fire King Oven Glass. Anchor glass containers, Anchor caps and closures. All products of Anchor Hocking, the most famous name in glass. Photographer is directed by John Dietz. The original music is by Archie Blyer, and the program features Miss Jan Miner as Anne and John Gibson as Ethelbert. Herman Chittison is the Blue Note pianist. This is Tony Marvin saying goodnight for the Anchor Hocking Glass Corporation of Lancaster, Ohio, with offices in all principal cities of the United States and Canada. This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.
This I believe. What does a successful broker believe? One who has written a bestseller called How to Lay a Nest Egg. A man who is a director of many companies and active in civic affairs. Here is Mr. Edgar Scott to tell us what he believes.
I'd like to begin with the things I don't believe. I don't believe in the accidental theories of creation and evolution. I can't believe that a couple of atoms accidentally bumping into each other billions of years ago, and a lot more unplanned accidents through the ages, led at last to the beauty of flowers, of music, of the people I love best. Bacon said, I had rather believe all the fables in the legends of the Talmud and the Alcoran than that this universal frame is without a mind. Besides being the mind of the universal frame, what else is God? Is he a divine providence? I should think so, in a broad sense. But I can't possibly believe in a providence, one of whose jobs is to give me everything I think I want on earth. Another thing I can't believe is that God intended this world to be perfect. People baffle me who claim that the presence of evil on earth proves the absence of God. It seems to me that either we are here to prepare the world for some future destiny, or that the world is here to prepare us, like a great school. I suppose most of us prefer the second thought to the first because it implies that we are eternal. Maybe we are actually eternal as individual spirits. Or maybe the life in us is a little share of spirit which returns to a great all-inclusive spirit whence it came. How can we possibly know? But we needn't be troubled. If death is followed by the endless sleep of non-existence, it won't hurt. We won't be there. If we are immortal, I have faith that immortality must be a shining thing, to be anticipated with a glad heart. Of course, the riddle of life and death is still there, like an unsolved puzzle, fascinating and sometimes terrifying. Maybe, as a remarkable book written years ago by a Russian says, the universe is four-dimensional, 4, 5, or even 6, in which case our own three-dimensional limitations would make it impossible for us to see God, eternity, and the rest of it, even though they were all around us all the time. Frankly, I don't understand that, but I'm inclined to believe it. I am a Christian. I believe in Jesus as a man who, as William DeWitt Hyde said, translated law into love and thereby won the spiritual leadership of the world. Love, I think, is the key to the good life. I believe that love and real consideration of one's fellow man, the insistence on giving him a just and fair break in all dealings, are the characteristics of the truly strong. Prejudice, distrust, meanness, the dirty trick are born of insecurity and weakness. They are the hallmarks of the small soul. I feel there are things too big for man to dominate. The big things we must live by and live with. Things to which we must surrender. Some people, hardened by the tough problems of making a living in a competitive world, refuse to surrender. What they can't dominate, they shun. To me, they are the unfortunates. They miss the richest experiences of life. Service of a great cause, the search for truth, inspiration, great joy, and a selfless love which transcends them all. I like the hymn that tells us, lay hold on life. I try to keep busy living life as fully as I can. I try to remember Stevenson's advice to turn our back on apprehensions and embrace that shining and courageous virtue, faith. Faith in God, in the boundless possibilities of man, in the good life here on earth, and, if that's the way it is, hereafter.
There you have the belief of Edgar Scott, a financier who knows that there are things too big for man to dominate, things to which we must surrender.
Does not fail. So there you have it, Christy, old man. Simple, neat, and extremely profitable.
I still don't see how we'll get any cash out of it if the sucker holds the money.
I dislike that word, Christy. It betrays a contempt for humanity. Anyone operating as we shall must never be contemptuous of the victims. Such an attitude leads to mistakes.
Oh, sorry, Professor. I see what you mean.
As for the cash, leave that to me. I have, shall we say, sticky fingers, particularly where money is concerned. All you have to do is to follow instructions. Report to me regularly, and above all, be the perfect purveyor of edibles. In other words, the complete grocery storekeeper.
In the interest of good citizenship and law enforcement, we present Crime Does Not Pay, based on the famous Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer series of short subjects. In just a moment, you'll hear The Professor Pulls a Switch, starring John Loder. Now, Crime Does Not Pay, starring John Loder as Professor Carter Forsyth in The Professor Pulls a Switch. Of all the kinds and types of crime which occur each day, perhaps the type most worthy of our absolute contempt is that which preys upon the hopes and ambitions of hard-working, plain people. Such crime is the province of a smooth, apparently well-educated party known at the time of this story as Professor Carter Forsyth. The professor looked and dressed his part. He knew and used the proper lingo. And the professor had quite an operation, as he explained it in his headquarters to Al Christie.
This is my active file, Christie. As you can see, I do not confine my operations to one district at a time.
You really got it set up, Professor.
I'm rather proud of it. Here I sit at the center, and throughout the city more than a dozen men are working for me. But since all of them achieve a more than fair profit, I have no experience with the kind of internal quarreling that unfortunately occurs in widespread organizations.
And all of them are grocery stores. Always grocery stores, Professor?
All people must eat. Therefore, the well-run grocery attracts the patronage of almost everyone in a given neighborhood from time to time. Gradually, the regular customers begin to gossip with the storekeeper. Much can be learned that way, and much money can eventually be garnered. Of course, the original purchase price of the store must be added to the investment of time and skill, but it pays off, Christie, it pays off.
You sure talk a lot, Professor, but you get to the point after a while.
Yes, don't I? And the point at the moment is that I have an excellent location for you. This is the file on that store. You have come to me with excellent references, even though you are having a hard time. I am particularly pleased that your wife is urging you to give up petty rackets and settle in some decent business. She need know nothing of the true nature of our operation, and both she and the children will give you an excellent front.
So far, you're making a lot of sense. Now what?
You will be the owner of this store. You will conduct your business properly and honestly. You will strike up friendships. You will learn who is the wealthiest person in the neighborhood, and you will concentrate on him. At the proper moment, you will advise me, and I will visit you while you are entertaining your new friend with choice wine and other delicacies. I will deign to offer to help your friend at a price. After that,
we take him, and it'll be months before he knows the difference.
So there you have it, Christie, old man. Simple, neat, and extremely profitable.
Mrs. Lanza, it's a pleasure to wait on a customer like you.
Oh, I buy such a little, Mr. Christie. It's hardly worth your time and attention.
Well, I can't say if all our customers were like you, my wife and I would be very happy.
You mean customers can give you trouble?
Can they give trouble? I shouldn't say this, but take that Mrs. Pingatori.
Oh, that one, I know her. Her husband, he has a few dollars. She owns the world.
I see you know her. Nothing is ever right. The brand she wants, I don't carry. I give her the best. Never good enough. Complaints.
Why, she puts on airs, huh? My Neo, he can buy and sell on Nicholas 3 times over.
Is that so? Well, now, who'd have thought it?
Oh, we have saved, Mr. Christie. We cut a corner here, we put a little away there. Oh, yes, we have saved. But we do not change our habits.
I see. You know, Mrs. Lanza, I'd like to meet your husband sometime.
Why not? I think he will like you. Maybe we spend an evening together, huh?
Yeah, why not?
Oh, Al, I was wondering... Oh, Mrs. Lanza, how are you?
Oh, just fine, Mrs. Christie. I was just saying with your husband, we maybe spend the evening together sometime, huh?
Yeah, I was thinking, Bertha, that bottle of OV8, we've been saving.
Oh, why not? Well, I'd like that, Mrs. Lanza. We have so few friends here since we moved.
Oh, the friends will come. They've not been here so very long. You'll see. The friends will come. And we'll get together soon, yes?
Yes?
Professor?
That is correct.
This is Al Christie, Professor. Progress report.
Excellent. Proceed.
That Lanza family I told you about, Neo and Anna Lanza?
Yes, you told me.
They're ripe for picking.
Very good. Then you are friendly.
Yeah, bosom pals.
And your wife?
The old lady thinks I'm really going straight. She's loving it. Even wants to join the Parent Teachers Association.
Fine. Now, when is your next meeting with the Lanzas?
Tonight. Wine, chestnuts, talk, a cinch. I got his wife to speak up, Professor. They got about $7,000 in the savings bank.
I shall be there this evening, Christie. You may count on it.
More wine, Mio? Why not? He's excellent.
A man who sells the best groceries, he likes the best of everything, no?
Well, that's a new quality in my husband, I must say.
Oh, excuse me, the door. Help yourselves, folks. That's what the bottle is there.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Christie.
He's a fine man, your husband. And a good judge of wine.
Oh, thank you. Just like you don't know, Mr. Christie. Every woman knows the ability of her man.
Oh, here's a real surprise. May I present my wife and Mr. and Mrs. Lanza, Professor Forsyth.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Oh, now, please don't let me disturb you. I was in the neighborhood, and as I have some news for Mr. Christie, I thought telling it in person would be pleasanter than by telephone.
Oh, you mean about Billy? You remember, Bertha? I told you the professor was trying to pull a few wires, get him a job?
Oh, yes, of course. I recognize the name. Oh, please sit down, Professor.
Thank you, I will for a moment.
A glass of wine, sir? It's excellent. You take my word, huh?
Please do, sir. And a cookie?
Thank you again. Your health, ladies and gentlemen, and success to Cousin Bill in his new job.
Oh, you got it for him. Thanks a million, Professor.
No trouble at all. The job opened up. My connection advised me the proper payments were made at once, and on Monday, Bill starts at $8,000 a year.
Yeah, you hear that, Bertha? $8,000, $1,000 a year.
Well, I'm satisfied with what we got now.
Such a salary. Oh, much money could be saved.
Oh, sure, that is so. You know, I would... Oh, no, it's too much to ask. Ask away. Me or the professor won't mind.
Why, of course not, Mr. Lanza. As Alfred said, ask away.
Well, it would be possible... that another such a job might open up?
Well, such things are always possible. One never knows. Sometimes it occurs within a few days. Other times it takes months.
And, please, what is the work?
Well, Cousin Bill is an inspector in the sanitation department.
Oh, that needs a special training.
Well, not that job. There are others, not only in the city government. May I ask what you do, Mr. Lanza?
Oh, sure. I manage a big shoe place. It's called the Cobbler Shop. It's in a big building downtown.
Then you are experienced in management.
Sure, that's right.
And you make by the year?
Anna, how much is $70 each week? It's about $3,500 a year.
Oh, yes.
But surely, Mr. Lanza, a man of your obvious abilities is worth more, much more.
Bigger jobs are hard to find.
That's right. Oh, but the professor could do it, couldn't you, Professor?
Perhaps. It may take time, but it might be done. I have connections in many fields.
And this would cost...
Oh, for a job in the bracket we have in mind, the fees run high, usually in 4 figures. Around $5,000.
Anna, what do you say?
Maybe I do not know. As you wish, Mio.
Let us try, eh? Is it not always necessary for accepting the job? Yes, Professor?
Oh, not always.
All right. You will try for me.
Oh, for a friend of Alfred's, I'm always happy to try. And it has been my experience that a friend is very often closer than a cousin.
Yes, in this case, you're absolutely right.
Very well, then. Of course, there are certain formalities.
For instance, what?
The money, in cash, $100 bills. Must be handy and must be prepared in a certain way.
Why?
so that the paymaster, so-called, can accomplish his distribution with the least possible difficulty.
Oh, I get it. Under-the-counter stuff.
Correct. Therefore, it is necessary that I check the wrapping of the cash.
All right. You tell me. I get it. I show it to you.
Very well. But let the details go for now. This is a social gathering. Shall we drink to a successful conclusion of this little arrangement?
Honest, Professor, when you told him about the brown paper and the string, I almost died. You sure played him pretty.
Experience, Christy, experience. Do you think Lanza's impressed with me?
Oh, with the cape and the cane and the black hat, you're a professor to the hilt. At least the way Mio Lanza believes a professor is.
Excellent, excellent. The choice of costume is important. Here it comes, Christy. Follow my lead. Oh, Mr. Lanza, we'd almost given you up.
Yeah, sure. I come as fast as I can. Here, you see. Here's your $5,000. All in a $100 bill. And I wrapped it carefully in the brown paper once around. That's all right, huh?
Perfect, Mr. Lanza.
You won't count it, huh? I open.
Oh, as one gentleman to another, I trust you, Mr. Lanza. I wished only to be certain the package was properly prepared. Oh, 1,000 pardons, my cape on the counter.
Oh, that's all right.
There we are, your package, sir.
You don't want to haul it yourself.
Oh, why should I?
Well, I mean, but for the bride.
Oh, a harsh word that. We'll overlook it. No, you will keep the money until I call for it.
Maybe Alfred, he hold it, huh?
Me? Why? The professor trusts you, Mio.
Well, all right. If you say so, it's all right. Like this, in the packages are going to stay until you call it.
Excellent. And now perhaps you would like to put it in a safe place at home.
Sure. It's a lot of money. I work a long time to save this money. Now I'm going to invest it in a fine job. Thank you, Alfred. Thank you, Professor. I'm going to have it ready all the time so that when you call me, goodbye.
Yep. Now what, Professor?
Open this package, Christy.
Huh? Oh, yeah, sure.
Hey, Professor, this is Mio's dough, and he has cut newspapers wrapped exactly like this. When my cape fell on the counter, remember?
Oh, that dope. The poor old dope sitting on a package of newspapers. The old handkerchief.
Yeah, exactly, and months before it will be discovered. In the meantime, we shall have many more victims.
Oh, brother, what a switch. What a switch.
Yes, Christy. You might put it, the professor pulls a switch. A $5,000 switch. Who's the next victim, Christy, and where and when?
In just a moment, Crime Does Not Pay will continue with The Professor Pulls a Switch. Now we continue with Crime Does Not Pay, starring John Loder as Professor Carter Forsyth in The Professor Pulls a Switch. The months rolled by. The professor's share of Mio Lanza's hard-earned savings was gone, as was Al Christie. Other victims had come into the grocery store, the same trick had been worked, and all went away with their brown parcels of newspaper cut to the size of $100 bills, clutched nervously in their hands. Now time was running out. The professor knew this. Al was not very aware of it. Mio Lanza and Anna let their patients wear very thin. The professor and Al were alone in the grocery store one morning.
You're doing beautifully, Christy. I'm thinking of opening a branch office upstate. And perhaps you are the man to supervise it for me.
Well, thanks, Professor. Tell the truth, I'll be kind of glad to stop selling coffee and spaghetti as a first.
Hey, Professor, we've been looking for you. Yes, sir. It's 5 months now, and you get no job to my husband.
Mrs. Lanza, I said when we first met it might take time.
Almost half a year now. Is it too long?
Yes.
Sure, my money's just paying the package. We're not sleeping nights. There's too much money in the house, and there's no interest like in a bank.
Here, we bring him package. We ask you to take it and find for my husband a job.
Getting a little frayed around the edges, isn't it?
My friends, I was just this moment explaining to Mr. Christie I have a most important appointment downtown on your business, Mr. Lanza. So if you will excuse me,
but
if you'll all forgive me, I can barely make it now. I'll see you again presently with good news, I trust.
You know something? All at once, I don't like this man. Neil, I am very glad now you hold the money yourself.
You sure of your friend, Alfred, huh? As sure as I am of myself. All right, good. Then maybe in a few days, it's a job, huh?
Meantime, we put some clean paper on the money, so all will be ready. Yes, Alfred? Neil, this is no money. It's just a newspaper.
It's not possible. It must be nuts or something.
$5,000 is so hard to save, and now it's all gone.
Alfred, your friend is a crook.
No, something's wrong here. Who's fighting?
Right, the Lancers think the professor is a crook.
Some way, I don't know how, but some way he gets our money.
I remember. I wasn't standing here. His check is full on the package.
Oh.
He changed the package. Look, I know it's tough, but you can't prove anything. And you, my friend, you are in this. I know. You say, too, I must hold the money. You do not want to hold it. Like the professor, you do not. You are a thief, a thief. You put on a knife. It's a cheese knife. It's good and sharp. Alfred, you make the one move. It will be your own knife. I got you. Oi, Ghana. You run for the police.
Yes.
We arrest my friend Alfred. We find out who is the thief. Who steal the money so hard to save?
Alfred Christie, you're charged with larceny. How do you plead?
Guilty, Your Honor.
Have you anything to say before sentence is pronounced?
Nothing, Your Honor. I told the district attorney I have nothing to say. I switched the packages, that's all.
Very well. I know that it's accepted practice in some cases to allow a prisoner to plead guilty to a lesser charge in order to avoid the time and trouble and expense of a long trial. However, I can think of few crimes more reprehensible than the one to which you've just admitted guilt. Swindling an honest man of his life savings. With this in mind, I sentence you to the limit the law allows. 5 to 10 years in state prison. That's all.
And what happens to me, Your Honor? And the kid while he's in jail? Why is my husband a victim while the man who was behind us goes free? Why?
That woman removed.
Now, don't, Bertie. You'll only get in trouble.
I don't care. They told the book at you. But what about the professor? Where is he? Why haven't you
Just a
told...
moment, madam. Are you Mrs. Christie?
I am, Your Honor.
Do you know something about this professor that your husband has refused to tell?
I know him. Professor Carter Forsyth. With his ways and his smiles. And all the while he's a thief and a maker of thieves.
Well, I plead, control yourself, madam. You can't help your husband by this scheme, but you can possibly help the state. I direct that the district attorney and the police question you at once, and if possible, that your testimony be given to the grand jury. That's all. Take them both away.
Good evening, Mrs. Christie.
Good evening, Professor Forsyth.
May I come in?
You are in, Professor.
Yes, I seem to be. Are the children asleep?
The one I could afford to keep with me is. The other two relatives at home.
I see. I understand your bitterness, Mrs. Christie. It has been my experience, however, that bitterness such as yours is sweetened invariably by the sight and the possession of pieces of green and black paper, such as these.
It's a lot of money.
Your husband's due share of my enterprise to date.
What do you want for that?
Why do you interpret my motives so crassly, madam? As I said, this is your husband's share
Your
of my...
kind doesn't give up that kind of dough just to play square. Let's have it. What do you want?
I've learned in my time that memory can be a convenient attribute. Memory has strange lapses at times, and I believe that your memory is due for an exhibition tomorrow before the grand jury.
Oh, in other words, you're buying my silence, Professor.
Again, madam, you're very blunt. Let us say I am ensuring that certain details which you hinted at in a certain courtroom during a, to say the least, injudicious outburst will flee your memory tomorrow morning.
Save the talk, Professor, and the money.
Surely you will listen to reason, Mrs. Christie, a large sum of
You
reason.
won't get Al out of jail. And I'd like to see you there on visiting days, too. And so would the Lances and a lot of other decent
You're
folks.
very determined, madam. A pity. A stubborn woman is usually a foolish woman.
What do you mean by that crap?
It may interest you to know, madam, that I acquired my sobriquet of professor while I was a magician of no little repute.
Stay away from
That
me.
reputation was based principally on my knowledge of sleight of hand, on my very skillful hands, on my very powerful hands, Mrs. Christie. Let us not be noisy and vulgar about this, Mrs. Christie. It's really too bad you were such an emotional woman, Mrs. Christie. The grand jury will miss you, madam. One moment, please. I asked you to wait. Christie.
Let me in. Shut the door, Professor.
Aren't you out early, Christie?
I'm out. Good behavior.
In a matter of months, on a sentence of 5 to 10 years? Oh, there must be new rules.
Yeah. And maybe I made them.
Christie, surely you haven't been foolhardy enough to break jail.
Maybe. Maybe a couple of other things, too.
Interesting. Care to cite any examples?
Yeah. Maybe I got told by the folks taking care of my kid that my wife is dead.
I heard something to that effect. A pity. A youngish woman, too.
Yeah. And a woman who stood for her no-good husband and tried to make him into something decent for a long time. She deserved something better than me, or dying the way she did. And maybe she shouldn't be just a name in a police file marked murders unsolved.
A long speech for you.
Maybe I learned that from you, Professor.
Have you suddenly acquired a long tongue, Christie?
Maybe I have.
Your wife had a long tongue. Too long. Much too long.
I figured you were in that deal.
No one has anything on me in that case, Christie. No one can even lead to me except you. And the most you could get me is a conviction for grand larceny. However, I have no intention of spending any time in jail.
You're gonna fry, Professor.
On the contrary, Christie, a respectable householder such as I has every right to protect his premises from an escaped convict such as you, particularly a thief such as you, even when the protection involves killing.
Put away the knife, Professor. It doesn't go with the act.
On the contrary, the climax of my act used to be an exhibition of knife-throwing like...
All right, put it down, Professor.
Down or into Christie here.
All right, hold him, Wiener. There, I got him, Lieutenant.
Let me go. You have no warrant.
Quiet him, Wiener.
Yes, sir.
Okay, dump him in the car, Wiener. The doc can look at his hand down at the station.
Check, Lieutenant.
You all right, Christie? Yeah. Now I am. But you'd never get here, Lieutenant. Why, we were outside right after you shut the door. Nice work. We've got a good circumstantial case on him for the death of your wife and a clear case of attempted murder where you're concerned. And I've got a hunch, Christie, that the parole board will take early notice of your assistance to the police in this. Now then, before you go back to jail, you want to watch us book the professor for murder?
Crime does not pay. John Loder, who will star as Professor Carter Forsyth in The Professor Pulls a Switch, will be back with you in just a moment. Now here in person is John Loder.
There's little use denying that the professor was a very clever fellow. The pity being that his cleverness was warped and twisted into channels that led to evil rather than to good. The moral of his tale is twofold. First, for people like Neil Lancer, who, like so many of us, lend themselves to schemes without thinking because of the pressures we feel in our daily struggle to make a living. Second, for people like the professor, who live by their wits and expect to get away with it as long as they care to. To the first group, we say, watch your step. Think before you leap. To the second group, we reiterate. No matter how clever you may think you are, the day of reckoning will eventually arrive. It happens to be very true that crime does not pay.
Thank you, Mr. Loader. Crime Does Not Pay is written by Ira Marion and directed by Mark B. Lowe, with music composed and conducted by John Garth. Technical advisor is Burton B. Curtis. The events, characters, and names used in the story you've just heard are fictitious. Any similarity is purely coincidental.
This I believe. Edgar Turlington is a Washington, D.C. attorney and a recognized authority in international law. After graduating from the University of North Carolina, he went to Oxford as a Rhodes Scholar and took first honors in jurisprudence. Upon his return to the United States, he taught Latin and English for a while at his alma mater, but soon went into the field of international relations as a special assistant to the Department of State. A long and distinguished career in the teaching and the practice of international law in various State Department positions followed. Since 1940, he has been in private practice. This is Edgar Turlington's creed.
I belong to that large group of Americans who got a terrific jolt when we first heard about the evolution of man. That jolt loosened the foundations of the religious beliefs I had absorbed as I grew up. It took me a good many years to realize that there's no conflict between scientists' conclusions as to the origin of man and the statement in the book of Genesis that man was created in the image of God. That amazing figure of speech, created in the image of God, means to me, in the light of the scientists' conclusions, that man, through the processes of evolution, has acquired a spiritual capacity which the other animals do not have. I am not troubled now, as I was for many years, by the question as to when the essential difference between man and the other animals became apparent. It is enough for me, as a member of the human race, to feel sure that my life can have transcendent significance. The religion that I now have is primarily a religion of humanity. I have a tremendous respect for man and a firm faith in his future. The way he has developed from small beginnings excites my admiration. It would have been so easy for him to stop developing when he reached the point of having all he needed for comfort. But there was something in him that made him keep on, something that turned his thoughts and his skill to the creation of beauty, to the inquiry, knowledge, and belief of truth for its own sake, to the conception and application of principles of justice and mercy, something that is coming to be recognized as the Spirit of God working through man for ends that we cannot know. Considering that man came up from the jungle, I am not too greatly shocked by his frequent failures to conform to the standards he has evolved for his conduct in society, nor even by his current preoccupation with instruments of warfare which may be used for the destruction of hundreds of millions of human lives. I am, on the contrary, greatly encouraged by the fact that for the first time in human history, men are giving serious consideration to the idea, expressed in the Universal Declaration of Human Rights 4 years ago, that recognition of the inherent dignity of all members of the human family is the foundation of freedom, justice, and peace in the world. If that idea can become firmly rooted in the conscience of mankind, if all men everywhere can be assured the freedom from want, and freedom from fear that are indispensable to the maintenance of human dignity, we shall not be far from the kingdom of God.
Those the beliefs of Edgar Turlington, a distinguished specialist in international law and a devoted champion of the freedoms of people everywhere.
Calling all detectives. A man goes off to make his fortune, and for 25 years sends an orchid a year to the woman he loves, but never writes a letter. That is the situation on this page from my casebook, the casebook of Jerry Browning, private detective. You can't be a private detective like me, Jerry Browning, and be sentimental, too. Sentiment just doesn't mix with this business. I was working late one evening at my office, fixing up an expense account of money I'd spent in behalf of a client, trying to make the thing read like fact rather than fiction. At 7:30, I was still trying to make it come out even when... It was the building scrubwoman lugging a pail and mops. She hesitated in the doorway. "It's all right, you can come in." She was a woman in her mid-50s, I judged. Hair graying, short and tending to be dumpy, pleasant though plain face, nice direct eyes. None of that was remarkable. What was startling was the fresh purple orchid pinned to the blouse of her shapeless dress. I looked and looked. Finally, I couldn't stand it anymore. I know it isn't any of my business, but would you mind telling me how you happen to be wearing that flower? She gave me a shy smile and then calmly told me one of the most fantastic and improbable stories I'd ever heard. When my office scrubwoman came to work wearing an expensive orchid, I couldn't resist asking how come. The story went back over 25 years. A boy and a girl in love, without money, unable to marry. He'd gone off to make his fortune, to California. Said he'd come back for her someday. In the meantime, he sent her an orchid every year on her birthday as proof that he still thought of her. Now, 25 years later, she had another birthday, another orchid, and the faith that someday he'd return. I leaned back in my chair. Mary, that's such an amazing story. I just don't know what to say. Well, I started out by saying that it was none of my business, and it still wasn't. Yet I couldn't put it out of my mind. I had to find out why that orchid was being sent, really why, and by whom. The nearest florist shop to our building is Lober's, a couple of blocks down the avenue. I went there the next morning.
"Really, sir, when the donor of a sentimental gift requests secrecy, we never divulge his name, never."
I took my badge out of my pocket and gave the clerk a quick look at it. The badge says private operative, but few people read that. Sonny, I'll have to ask you once more. Where do the orchids for Mary Kovach come from? After that, I won't ask any more.
I didn't realize. Police matter. One moment, sir.
The clerk came back with a ledger.
"This is a record of our flowers by wire orders. The annual orchid on her birthday is sent to Miss Mary Kovach from Pasadena, California. The donor's name with instructions not to divulge is Arnold Dronacek."
Oh, that was that. The name of Mary's long-absent sweetheart was Arnold Dronacek. And if he wanted to send her orchids for 25 years, but no letters, there was no law to prevent it. I could pretend that I got right on a plane and went to California, except that I did nothing of the sort. But 5 months later, I happened to be in Los Angeles. With my business finished and nothing to do for 8 hours, I suddenly remembered Mary Kovach and a bashful beau. Pasadena is a beautiful little city, and some fine people live there. But Arnold Dronacek was not one of them. His name wasn't in the phone book or the city directory. So I took my problem to the Bureau of Vital Statistics. And there...
Yep, here it is. Dronacek Arnold. Could be mistaken with that name. Died 13 years ago.
man who'd been dead 13 years, ordered each year by somebody representing himself as Arnold Dranacek. It was utterly, fantastically impossible. I went to a telephone. Hello, this is Jerry Browning. You have me scheduled on a plane for 10 this evening. Cancel it, please. I'm staying here indefinitely. You go about tracing a dead man a lot differently from one who's alive. Just to be doubly sure, I visited his grave. His fine, big tombstone gave me verification of his identity and my first real clue. It's a hard world. Poor people get little while they're alive, and they don't get big tombstones after they're dead. I dug through reams of musty old court records during the next few days and discovered quite a lot. Arnold Dranacek had been an enterprising businessman, in a quiet sort of a way. He'd had a grocery store, then a bigger one, then a small chain of stores, and at the time of his death owned 36 such stores, the Draymore chain and a dozen smaller California cities. His will, as filed with the probate court, listed an estate of over $500,000. Final beneficiary, a Mr. Welton Wallace, chairman of the board of the Draymore Groceries and Corporation. To get an interview with Mr. Wallace, I merely sent in my card with the name Mary Kovach scrawled across it. Delighted to see you, Mr. Browning, and I might add delighted to hear that you have some news of the late Mary Kovach. She's alive, Mr. Wallace, and you know it as well as I do. Someday you must tell me how she died. At the moment, rather busy. Pardon me. What he shoved across the desk at me was a check for $10,000. And what I did was... Mr. Wallace, I arrest you for deliberately negating the terms of a will and for pretending that Arnold Dranacek was alive for the past 13 years. Okay, so maybe you read the headlines of how a scrub woman learned that she owned $1 million business because Dranacek's will made her the prime beneficiary, with the estate to go to Wallace if she wasn't alive at the time of Dranacek's death. Wallace had been sending those orchids every year and meant to continue sending them as long as Mary lived, as insurance, so that Mary wouldn't think Dranacek was dead and maybe investigate. Wallace got a 10-year sentence, and I got $500 plus a kiss from a millionairess. Good pay. Like I said, I'm not a sentimental guy, and when I find somebody who is, it's okay, provided I don't think he's overdoing it. Listen next time to Calling All Detectives, mystery drama, mystery quiz, and a chance for you to match wits with yours truly, Jerry Browning, private detective.
Murder at midnight.
Do you hear them? Do you hear the bells?
Bells? I don't hear any bells, mister.
Well, I tell you, they're ringing.
Look, mister, the heat's got you. Oh, you're in the middle of the desert right now. There ain't any bells within 100 miles of here.
But there must be. There has to be. Murderer? No. No.
Midnight, the witching hour when the night is darkest, our fears are strongest, and our strength at its lowest ebb. Midnight, when the graves gape open and the death strikes. How? You'll learn the answer in just a minute in Death Tolls a Requiem.
And now, Murder at Midnight. Tales of mystery and terror by radio's masters of the macabre.
Our story by Max Ehrlich is Death Tolls a Requiem.
I came into the room and quietly closed the door behind me. It was alone, ready and waiting for death. The curtains were drawn, blotting out the bright afternoon sunlight. The air was hot and stifling. The silence oppressive and unearthly. I stared down at the face of the old man in the bed. The old man I hated. His eyes were closed, two sunken shadows against the white wrinkled skin. His waxen hands hung limply over the coverlet. For 3 days he'd lingered while I'd waited for him to die. Now for a moment I thought... But no, his pale lips moved. How are you feeling, Father?
I've not long to go, my son. Not long. It's only the bells that keep me alive.
The bells?
Yes. Over there in the tower. I lie still and wait to hear them. They seem to rally me. I live for the sound of them, Father.
Yes, Father?
What time is it?
2 o'clock.
2 o'clock. Peter must be there now. There in the tower, pulling on the rope, starting them swinging, fed with bells, Arthur. There they are, my son. Listen to them. Your inheritance. Listen to them ring. Oh, what music they make. What beautiful, vibrant music. They give me the strength, the will to live a little longer.
How I hated him, the sentimental old fool, my father. He'd spent $500,000 to bring those bells over from Pedwick, England, the place of his birth. And with them he'd bought the bell tower, brick by brick, and the English bell ringer, Peter Griggs. $500,000, my inheritance, hung in that bell tower. There was no money left, nothing. My father had lost everything, left me nothing. Nothing but those accursed bells. Ding dong, ding dong. They seemed to mock me, taunt me, jeer at me. I hated the very sound of them. But the old fool in the bed babbled on.
Oh, my son, those bells bring back the past to me. When I was a boy in Pedwick, I heard them pull out the hour, every hour. I married your mother to the sound of those blessed bells. And I buried her to the sound of them.
Stop raving about those bells. Stop it.
There's evil in your face. Evil.
You cheated me out of my inheritance, left me penniless. You cheated me, do you hear? Listen to the bells. Yes, I know. Can't you hear them jeering at me, mocking at me? You're penniless, they say. Penniless. Penniless. Die, you fool. Die. 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 You bought those bells, now let them ring your requiem. The bells stopped finally. My father lay there, dead. I turned from his white, still face and half walked, half stumbled toward the bell tower across the grounds of our estate. Something stronger than myself drew me to it. I entered the tower and stared up into the gloomy belfry. Yes, there they were, the bells, gleaming dimly in the half-light, them bronze mouths yawning down at me. And then as I stared up at them, I heard a step behind me. Oh, who's there?
That is only me, Mr. Brooks. Tis only Peter.
Oh, I didn't see you standing there in the shadow.
So you've come in to look at my little brood, eh? You've come to admire my 3 children.
Yes.
Ah, Mr. Brooks, in all the world there are no finer bells than my wee babies. It was none other than Christopher Hodgson himself who cast them in the 17th century. Aye, the master himself. My father rung them, and his father before him, and his father before him.
And these are the bells my father paid $500,000 for.
Aye, and he got them cheap, sir. These are historic bells, known to all of England. And the folk of old Pedwick parted with them hard. They gave them as a gift, you might say. Your father gave the town an orphanage asylum and a hospital. And now he has the bells.
And now they'll hang up there forever.
Aye, and 'tis well, for they're in good hands. Your father is of old Pedwick, sir, and like me, he loves the bells and knows what they say when they talk.
Peter, my father will never hear the bells again.
What do you mean by that, sir?
He died 15 minutes ago.
Oh, Mr. Brooks, he's dead?
Yes.
Oh. Dust we are, and to dust we shall return. So it is written, and so shall it be. Oh, he was a fine man, sir.
Thank you, Peter.
Both me and my children up there. We'll miss him. Aye, we'll miss him so. Oh, little Davy. Big George. Oh, my beautiful Betty, my pretty husband. You hear? The master is dead.
You call the bells by name? You talk to them?
I like a father to his children, and they talk to me.
They talk to you. The bells talk to you.
Why not? They have phones, and they have hearts and souls. Come, my baby. The good master is dead. Come, little Davy. Cry that night. Come, Big George, awake. Cry, weep, my winsome Betty. Weep, weep. The master is dead. Sing a sad song, my lady one of the lovely one. Higher and higher. Weep, weep, my baby. Pour out your tears. Cry out to the countryside. The master is dead.
What's happening? If he pulls one rope, then another, and works another bell by means of his foot thrust through a loop in a circle. The bells rang and clanged, throbbed and echoed, beat against my brain in jangling tones and overtones. I looked up at them as they swayed, and their mouths seemed to accuse me of my father's death. I couldn't stand it. I couldn't stand it any longer. I turned and ran from the bell tower. After my father's funeral, I dropped in at the office of Frederick Denning, my father's attorney and executor of what was left of the estate. There were certain things I wanted to discuss.
So you want to tear down the Brooks Memorial Tower and sell the bells?
Yes, Mr. Denny. From what my father told me, they have considerable value.
Yes, Arthur, they do. Their intrinsic value, aside from their worth as historic relics and antiques, runs into hundreds of thousands. I've already had 2 offers of purchase.
You have?
Yes. One from a university, one from a museum.
Good.
However, the bells are not for sale.
What? Mr. Denny, you know the condition of the estate. Why, I'm penniless. Dad left me nothing. Nothing. Unless I can realize something from the bells.
I'm sorry, Arthur, but the terms of your father's will are quite specific.
Then I'll break the will. I'm my father's rightful heir, and whatever I can sell those bells for belongs to me.
I'm sorry, my boy. I drew up this will myself, and I can assure you it's airtight.
There was nothing I could do. Nothing. I was beaten and I knew it. And day after day, night after night, every hour on the hour, I heard those blasted bells. Ding dong, ding dong. They mocked me, taunted me, jeered at me, laughed at me. Huh? They seem to talk to me. They talked to Peter the bell ringer, and now they talk to me. Mocked me every hour on the hour. Oh, I hated them, cursed them, blocked my ears against them, but they kept on ringing and ringing and ringing until I thought I'd go mad. Finally, I could stand it no longer. I had to silence those hateful bells once and for all. I had to still their cursed tongues forever. That night late, I went to the bell tower, fevered, in a kind of frenzy, determined to blot out their voices somehow. I entered the bell tower. Peter was there, ringing a bell. Peter! Stop ringing those bells! Stop it, I say!
Huh? Stop the bell?
Yes, now! Now, do you hear?
Oh, no, I will not. There's evil in your face. You don't like the bells like your father. You hate my little children. bells? You mean them hard?
I told you to stop those bells. I'll make you stop.
Wait, Mr. Brooks, what are you doing? No. No.
You're joking me. Never ring those cursed bells again. One end of the bell ropes around his neck and gave him a long push. Back and forth. Back and forth. He swung in the bell tower like a grotesque pendulum, the rope cruising under his weight. Well, little Davy up there. Big George, pretty Betty. Why don't you talk now, eh? Why don't you talk now?
I'm going mad with the sound of the bells, shaking his fist and laughing at his bronze horsemen. It has stopped them from striking 12 for
Murder at midnight.
And now, here is Arthur Brooke again, continuing his story.
There was an investigation of Peter's death. The county medical examiner and I went to the bell tower and looked at the bell rope on which Peter's body had been found.
The way I see it, Mr. Brooks, it's a clear case of suicide. The deceased fastened this rope around his neck, climbed up on the belfry ladder, and flung himself out into space.
Yes, Mr. Holcomb, it looks as though he did just that.
Mr. Brooks, there's one question I want to ask you.
What is it?
A man usually doesn't commit suicide unless he has a motive. Did you notice anything peculiar about this Beldringer's behavior before this happened?
Why, no, nothing except that he was deeply depressed when my father died. You see, my father loved the bells as much as Peter did, and...
that might account for it. From what I understand, this English Beldringer was rather a queer duck anyway.
What's that?
What?
Mr. Holcomb, the bells. They're ringing. How can they?
Take it easy, Mr. Brooks. Take it easy. The tower door is open and wind just came through. Made the bells tinkle a little.
Oh, yes, of course. It was the wind. I'm sorry.
That's all right, Mr. Brooks. After what you've been through, I don't blame you for being jumpy.
Finally, the verdict was official. Suicide. And for 2 weeks, the bell tower was closed and the bells silent. It was then that I had an idea. I went straight to the executor of my father's estate, Mr. Denny, and told him what was in my mind.
Arthur, I'm sorry, but what you asked is impossible. We can't take those bells down.
But, Mr. Denny, you've read the papers. This bell ringer's suicide has made a mockery out of the tower. All the cheap publicity in the newspapers, the sensationalism, the people coming to stare at the bells. Why, I feel that my father's memory is being desecrated.
I know, Arthur. The whole thing's been very unfortunate, but we cannot let you tear down the tower and sell the bells, as you know.
Yes, I know. The will, my father's will.
Precisely. And his last wish must be respected.
Very well, let the bells stay. But for the love of heaven, Mr. Denny, can they remain silent? Must they ring any more to remind everyone in town of the tragedy?
Your father specified that they must be rung on the hour, every hour, just as they did in England. And that's the way it'll have to be, Arthur. We're already negotiating for a new bell ringer.
Mr. Denny, listen, do you hear them?
Hear what?
Bells.
Bells?
Can't you hear them? Can't you hear them? You must hear them, Mr. Denny. You must.
Oh, yes, I do now, very faintly. Your sense of hearing, Arthur, is remarkably acute. Those bells are from the next town, Silver Valley. Sometimes you can hear them here when the wind's right.
Oh, why don't they stop? Why don't they stop talking?
Talking? Bells talking? What do you mean?
Nothing.
Look here, Arthur, something's wrong. You're on edge. Feel it. Why don't you go away for a good long rest? Say a month or so. It'll do you good.
Go away. Yes, why not? Rest. That's what I need. Rest and quiet. Away from the bells. There was principally an I knew in the mountains, 100 miles away. The food was good, the golf course nearby. Well, I made reservations. For a week I ate, slept, played golf, rested. And then one afternoon I was in the lobby of the inn, chatting with the proprietor.
Glad you're staying here, Mr. Brooks.
Oh, yes, sir. Fine.
Well, you've been lucky in the weather. I never did see such nice weather.
Frank. What's that?
What's what?
You hear?
Bells. Bells? Of course I do. Yes, the church brings us 50 miles away.
But why are they ringing?
Look what's come over me. It's thundering. That's
Frank.
it.
Frank, I'm checking out.
Checking out? Now. But, Miss Brooks, you made reservations for a month.
I'm leaving now, do you hear? Right away, just as soon as I can get my bags packed. The bells. I had to get away from the bells. That was it. That was all I needed. I remember the place when I went when I was a boy. An island off the seacoast. There was an old fisherman there, a friend of mine, and I knew he'd put me up. The place was miles from anything, from the mainland, from bells. I took a train, started a small boat, and spent 3 quiet days there. Then, on the 4th day, as we were surf casting to strike back.
All right, Mr. Brooks, let's see you cast way out into the surf. Nice long one that was. Now, if a striper just hooked onto that bait of yours, why, you got... What is it, Miss Brooks?
I hear bells.
Bells? Why, sure you do. The Coast Guard's testing a new bellboy out on those reefs over there. Oh, what's wrong, Mr. Brooks? You're as white as a sheet.
I've got to get away from here. I've got to get away. Bells. Everywhere I went, they pursued me, ringing their accusations in my ears. I left the island, got into my car, drove. I didn't know where I was going. I didn't care. I just had to get away from those bells. And then, some days later, I was driving through a desert area in the southwest. I was deep in the desert, reeling off mile after mile on the highway when suddenly from far off I heard bells. I set my teeth, gripped the steering wheel tight. Enough was enough. I'd fight them now, right into the bitter end. I wouldn't let them master me, tear me apart, drive me mad. No! I had to beat them, and I'd do it now! I drove on and on and on, and the bells followed me. They must come from a train running parallel to the highway somewhere over the rim of the desert. Yes, it must be a train. It couldn't be anything else. Mile after mile I drove, and mile after mile the bells followed me. I began to wonder, when would the tracks cross the highway? Tracks always cross highways somewhere. They just didn't run parallel indefinitely. And then up ahead, I saw some trucks and men. It was a construction crew fixing the road. I stopped the car and hailed the foreman.
What is it, mister?
Doesn't the train cross the highway somewhere up ahead?
Train? What train? There's no railroad in this area of the desert.
But there must be. I hear train bells.
Bells? I don't hear any bells, mister.
Well, I tell you, they're ringing.
Look, mister, you must have sunstroke or something. There ain't no train within 100 miles of here.
But there
no
must
bells
be.
either.
There must be. There has to be. No. Now I knew what I had to do. I had to go back to the estate, back to the Bush Memorial Tower, and destroy the accursed bells I'd inherited. I had to close their bronze mouths, pull out their wagging tongues, smash their glittering faces. They had possession of me. They were driving me out of my mind. I had to free myself of them once and for all. Only then would I be at peace. I headed for home. And every mile, every hour, the bells pursued me, ringing in my ears, day and night, pounding and relentless. Oh! Back to the estate, I went to the garden schoolhouse, picked out a heavy sledgehammer, headed toward the bell tower.
The car was just coming up the driveway. It looked like Jenny's, but I paid no attention. I ran into the bell tower and climbed the ladder into the belfry. Now is the time. There were the bells leering at me, grinning at me. I'd smash them now and forever. I lifted the sledgehammer and brought it down to the first bit. I'll smash it a bit. Why don't you break? Arthur! What are you doing up there in the belfry? I'll smash them. I'll break them into 1,000 pieces. It's the last thing I do! Arthur! You stop, man! Stop it, I say! Stop it! Why don't they stop ringing? Why don't they stop? No! Don't say it anymore! I can't stand it any longer! I can't!
Remember, I must compliment you on this gentle institution of yours. You run very efficiently. One of the finest in the state.
Thank you, Professor.
Oh, and by the way, it must be close to midnight. I didn't expect to stay here this late, but it would be so interesting. Well, what is the time, anyway?
Well, I don't have a watch on me, Professor, but... just a second. Listen.
The bells! There they go again! There they go! Can't you hear them? Stop them!
The time now, Professor Alvin, is exactly midnight.
How do you know that, Doctor?
That patient you just heard, Professor, the one who just cried aloud, is a very remarkable case. A human timepiece. He has no watch, of course, but every hour, on the hour, he hears bells.
He hears bells every hour, on the hour?
Precisely, Professor Alvin. And he's never more than a second or two out of the way.
Bed in a padded stall and hear the bells ringing every hour on the hour. Just as he once heard the real bells strike 12 for
murder at midnight.
Remember to be with us again when death calls the Requiem and the clock strikes 12 for
murder at midnight.
The part of Arthur Brooks was played by Michael Fitzmaurice. With music by Bert Berman, Murder at Midnight was directed by Anton M. Leader. This I believe. Adina Campbell Dover is director of the Hickok Secretarial School in Boston, the oldest school of its kind in the United States. Several years ago, struck by the words of Jesus, "I was in prison, and ye visited me not," she decided to start a regular correspondence program with imprisoned men who had lost contact with the outside world. By now, through her efforts and with the cooperation of prison officials, many inmates are receiving regular letters, books, and cigarettes. This is Adina Campbell Dover's creed.
Some years ago, I met a man who was the head of a large concern, and he incorporated into his work an unusual practice. At fairly regular intervals, he would collect a sizable number of his selling staff, and he himself would conduct short inspirational meetings based, oddly enough, on the teachings of Jesus. This man had another oddity. He tried to help just about everybody with whom he spoke. I spent only a brief half hour with him, yet I feel that my life was greatly influenced by that meeting. He literally went about doing good, yet entirely by his own efforts he became immensely wealthy, which indicated to me that helping others, especially those less fortunate, as well as introducing religion into business, is not only righteous, it is smart. I therefore believe the emphasis in business should be not on selling willy-nilly, but on protecting the public by better service and better goods, whether one sells insurance, automobiles, or, as I do, education. Before the FEPC was law, the question arose of admitting Negroes to my school. This involved the risk of antagonizing other students, some of whom were Southerners. As usual, we submitted the problem to the acid test. What would Jesus have us do? The conviction arrived at was so clear that we felt it would be presumptuous even to question the outcome. From that day on, anyone who could pass the educational standards, regardless of color, was welcome. A small percentage of Negroes have come through the years, but never by word or sign has any objection been made by any member of our student body. I believe that not only on Sunday, but on every day in the week, I should worship God and invoke His help in all my problems, and I do not believe that I should wait until catastrophe strikes, for I feel that at such times I pray not necessarily because I have faith, but because I am scared. A great rabbi once said, there are two ways to accomplish any worthwhile objective, the natural and the miraculous. The natural way is with God's help. The miraculous way is to do it alone. This is something apart from the all-inclusive daily prayer. It is the unemotional pinpointing of God's love and power to specific needs. Indeed, I believe that there is an urge within each of us for the satisfying ethical and spiritual values that are bound up in such a program of life. And I believe that if I were to work merely for material profit, I would be badly shortchanged. As John Marquand's hero in the play, Point of No Return, so wistfully puts it, I wish there were something more at the end than an annuity and a station wagon. This challenge, what would Jesus have me do, is neither pharisaical nor apologetic. It is not maudlin or churchy, and I do not hear voices or see visions. It is a workable, uncomplicated formula for increasing profits, ethically, spiritually, and in dollars and cents. This I believe.
That was Adina Campbell Dover, who is director of the Hickok Secretarial School in Boston and the author of several business school textbooks.
What's the matter? What is it? It's another case for Nick Connor. Just the detective.
Yes, it's another case for that most famous of all manhunters, the detective whose ability at solving crime is unequaled in the history of detective fiction. Nick Carter, Master Detective. Today's curious adventure,
The Slingshot Murder, or Nick Carter and the Mystery of the Broken Window.
In just a moment, we will find out how Nick Carter solves the mystery of the Slingshot Murder. But first, here's something worth thinking about. A lovely home adds to the joy of living. And just as thousands of American homemakers have brought new beauty to their walls with Chemtone, the miracle wall finish, so are they learning that Linex self-polishing wax gives their floors a certainly new luster without tiresome rubbing. Easily wiped on, Linex self-polishing wax dries to a tough, elastic finish that resists wear amazingly because it contains so much genuine carnauba wax with no gum, shellac, or resin in it to chip or crumble. It resists water and dirt, too, so that soil is safely removed from the surface with a damp cloth or mild suds. And Linex self-polishing wax is the non-skid floor finish, resisting slip even when water is spilled on it. The underwriters' laboratories, whose seals on each bottle, have proved this. Ask for Linex self-polishing wax. at your paint, hardware, or department store. Headquarters for all three great Linex home brighteners and Chemtone, the miracle wall finish that dries in 1 hour. And now for today's mysterious adventure with Nick Carter. Our story opens in Nick's office, where he and Patsy are having a good-natured argument. Good-natured, that is, until about now.
But, Nick, I don't think that's true. Take me, for example. Since I've been working with you, I've learned to observe things I never saw before.
Perhaps, Patsy. You've undoubtedly improved while you've been my assistant, but I still say that you really see very little that goes on around you, in spite of all my training.
Oh, Nick, anybody would think that I...
All right, Patsy, let's see. How many steps are there from the sidewalk up to the front door of your house?
Why, there are... Let me see, there
How high up the floor are the windows in your bedroom?
There are about 2. No, 1.5.
What color's the 2-cent stamp?
Red.
Good for you. Thought you were going to say chartreuse.
You look at the Carter's office. Is Mr. Carter there? Oh, is that you, Penny? Sure. How are you, Miss Bowen? I'm fine, thanks. How are things with you? Pretty good. Can I talk to Nick? Of course, Penny. Here he is.
Hello, Penny. How's my special assistant this afternoon?
That's what I called Zip about, Nick. I think there's going on down here. Could you come over?
Well, what is it, Penny? Trouble?
Nick, I don't know, but it looks bad to me.
Well, can't you tell me what it is?
Not on the phone, Nick. You know, you always told me to be careful what I said on the phone. Some of the gang might be listening in.
That's quite right, Penny. All right, I'll take it on over there. You at your newsstand?
Yeah. Park your car down the block away so they can't see it. I'll be waiting.
Okay, Penny, be down right away. So long.
What was that all about, Nick? Sounded very important.
Tony thought it was important, too. But he wouldn't say what it was. He's seen something and thinks I ought to know about it.
Oh, that's what you get for being a hero, Nick. He thinks you're just about the greatest guy in the world. His ambition in life is to be a great detective like you.
Yes, I know it. And ever since his old man died in my arms, I've felt I had to sort of keep an eye on him. And he's smart, too. He never forgets things I've told him about how to see what goes on around him. Some people I know, not so very far from here, could profit by his example.
Okay, Mr. Carter, okay. Get in your car and be on your way. Leave me to a little peace and quiet here. You and your wise trash.
Very well, Patsy. Since I'm not wanted here, I'll go call on Penny. I hope he's got something more exciting up his sleeve than I think he has.
Nick, I thought you were never coming.
That's all right, Penny. Let you know how traffic is.
Sure, I know. Come around the back of the stand, Nick, so nobody will see us talking together.
Okay, Penny. Now, what's up?
You see across the street there? You see the bank?
Yes.
And you see the empty stores on each side of the bank?
Yes.
Well, a little while ago, a big black sedan pulled up and 2 guys got out and went into the vacant store on this side of the bank. Then 2 more guys got out and went into the empty store on the other side. Then the sedan drove away and left the 4 guys there.
That's odd. Any idea what might be going on?
Well, Nick, there are several factories around here, and today so bring the bank downtown, sends the money to this bank for the payroll. Tomorrow, Friday, you know.
I see what you mean, Penny. You think those men may be planning to hold up the bank when the money gets here, huh?
Well, gosh, Nick, don't it look like that to me?
Could be, Penny. Yes, does look suspicious. But Penny, robbery's not in my line, and this is a job for Lieutenant Riley in the city police. I'll give him a ring and tell him what you saw.
You'll have to hurry, Nick. It's almost 4 o'clock, and that's when the car comes to the meet.
Well, I'll phone Riley now. Maybe he can get one of the squad cars.
Here comes up.
Yes, and I'm a car, all right. And it's stopping in front of the bank.
They're starting to unload the money, and they don't know that
Wait here. I'll warn them, man. Go back, Penny. Keep out of the way. I'll see if I can help the guys by picking up some of the thugs with my gun.
Look out, Nick. Don't get yourself.
I won't. I'll stay behind this pole.
Look out, run, Nick.
I think so, but I'm...
Nick, are you good? Are you, Nick? You're good. Oh, Nick, come here, my leg. Nick, get away. Nick, we didn't stop him.
But, Doc, I tell you there's nothing wrong with me. Nothing except that you lost about a quart of blood. There's a nasty hole in the side of your neck. I can't stay here doing nothing. I've got to get up to those thugs. I've got to get out of here.
Just tell me, are you hurt, Daddy?
Oh, it's only a scratch, Patsy. But this Sawbones wants to keep me here cooped up like a pet rabbit.
How is he, Doctor?
He's got a bad hole in the side of his neck. Nothing fatal. He'll get over it, but he's lost a lot of blood, too. He's got to be quiet and good-natured. Now, look, Doc, look. Nature's going to have a tough time doing anything for me if you keep me here worrying because I can't get out.
Nick, you're going to stay here and like it.
Good girl.
If you don't behave, I'll call some attendants and have them undress you. Then you'll have to stay here whether you like it or not.
Patsy, I tell you, there's not... Penny, what you doing here?
I want to see Nick.
Here I am, Penny. I'm coming, son.
You get right back in that bed, Nick, Carter. If you don't...
Sorry, Patsy, but Penny wants me. Why, Penny, what happened to you?
Oh, nothing much, Nick. A bullet got me in the leg, that's all.
That's all. Well, that's enough. Are you hurt bad, son?
No, Doc says I'll be all right in a few days. But I got something to tell you, Nick.
What is it, son?
You know when I yelled at you just before you got shot?
Yes, I remember.
Well, I saw a guy standing in the window of the house across the street from the bank. Must have been a lookout or something. And just as I looked up, I saw him aim at you. So I yelled, then he fired.
Did you get a good look at him, Tony?
No, but I know which window it was.
Good boy. Which one was it?
You'll see. I busted it with my slingshot so you know it. I could have marred a right to it. And on the first shot, too. I thought maybe you'd find a clue there, if you looked.
Penny, you're no wonder. I'm proud to have you for an assistant.
It was a window on the third floor of a brown house. You can't miss it.
Yes, sir, Penny, I'm proud to have you for an assistant.
Nick, are you going to get back to bed or do I?
I can't go back to bed, Pepsi. I've got to go places. Things to do. Got that Penny down, not after the way you fix things up for me.
Nick.
Yes, Penny?
Take this with you, Nick. It's as good as a gun sometimes. I use it a lot.
Why, well, thanks, Penny. That slingshot of yours may come in handy. I'll keep it right where I can get at it fast if I need it.
Oh, there you are, Nick. Oh, you're all right.
I certainly am all right. You got any other gang?
No, Nick, we didn't. We found the car they were in. Wrecked 6 blocks away, but there was nobody in it. The car was stolen, too, so that's no help.
Did they get much?
Yep. 3 guys were killed, 1 in the hospital, and $100,000 in small bills is missing. That's all I know. Now you've got a lead in the world right now.
Well, I have, thanks to Penny here.
Penny? Who's Penny?
My assistant, and one of the best assistants the man's ever had. He just gave me some dope that may crack the whole case wide open.
What is it, man? Tell me quick.
Not yet, Rabbit. This is confidential between Penny and me. If it works out, I'll let you know. Well, Penny, so long. I'll be seeing you.
So long, Nick. Good luck. Nick Carter, where are you going now?
I'm hot on the trail, Patsy, and nothing can stop me.
Well, if I can't stop you, at least I'm going with you. You certainly can't have a car in your condition.
Okay, then, come on. Time for roasting.
Look, don't you need some help, Nick? I'll send some of the boys with you.
No, Annie, this is a one-man job, and I'm the man who's going to try to do it. Patsy, I wish you hadn't come. There may be trouble.
You may just as well save your breath, Mr. Carter, because I'm going wherever you're going, and that's that. You can't drive in your condition.
I could if you'd let me.
Well, I'm not going to let you, so that's that.
I don't know what gets into you women. When you make up your minds, a team of horses couldn't change it.
You ready to tell me where you're going? I can't keep on driving blindly all around the city, Nick.
All right. I give up. I'm going back to the scene of the robbery.
What are you going to do there?
That, my nosy young friend, is strictly my business.
Okay. But I'd feel a lot safer if I knew what you were planning to do.
It's dark now. You can pull up just around the corner from the bank. I'll get out there. Then you go back to the office.
How will you get back?
Don't worry about me. I can take care of myself.
I hope so. Is this where you want to go?
Yes, drop me here. Now remember, you. Back to the office.
Okay, bully. But I don't like you going anywhere alone as weak as you are.
Experience counts in this business, Patsy, not muscle. I'll get going. I've got work to do. So Nick is going alone to investigate the house where the killers were who shot him. Does he have any idea what dangers lie ahead of him? And will he find any clues to the killers? We'll see in just a moment. Have you been wishing for a furniture polish that will clean your furniture too? Linex Clean Polish, the modern protection for your furniture's beauty, saves one complete step by cleaning as it polishes, without tiresome rubbing. Learn firsthand how much time and effort Linex Clean Polish saves. Linex Clean Polish removes that cloudy dust and polish accumulation in one quick, easy application that also does away with fingerprints and helps conceal ugly scratches. And Linex Clean Polish dries hard, leaving no oily film to attract additional dust, to make additional work. So try it and see how simple it can be to clean and polish your furniture at the same time. Ask your dealer for Linex, Lin-X, Linex Clean Polish. You'll find it at your paint, hardware, or department store, where all 3 great home brighteners and Chemtone, the miracle wall finish, are featured. And now, back to our story. We left Nick, weak from loss of blood, climbing the stairs to the 4th floor of the old tenement house, trying to find some clue to the killers who shot him and robbed the bank. As we rejoin him, he's nearly reached the top. I wish it wasn't the 4th floor. I don't feel as ambitious as I did. Well, that's a break. Only one apartment on the street side. And there's that one home, judging by the light under the door. Here goes.
Well, what do you want?
I'm investigating the bank holdup across the street this afternoon.
Bank holdup?
Yes. You knew the bank was held up, didn't you?
Yeah, I heard. I was out working at the time. What do you want to get in here for?
I want to look out of your windows. It's like this. You have a witness who says he saw the whole thing from the window next door on this level. He's a cranky old guy with a reputation for stretching the truth, so I want to check up on him. I'd like to look from your windows and see if he really could have seen what he said he did.
Sounds nutty to me. Why don't you look out of his window?
I did, and I still can't be sure. So I want to check all the windows on this floor.
There ain't no use in... Well, okay, come on in.
Thanks. I won't be long. Mind if I put this window shade up?
Suit yourself.
No, can't see much from here. I'll try the other window. Can't see anything from here either. Well, I guess the old guy was dreaming. Couldn't see the bank at all with an armored car standing in front of it.
You satisfied now?
So far, yes. Okay to look at the other room, too?
Yeah, I guess so. My wife's in there. I'll see if she's dressed.
Certainly no broken windows in this room. And none of them been repaired either.
Somebody coming in, Mary. You dressed? Okay, Chopper, you can go in.
Thanks. Sorry to bother you, lady. I won't be but a minute.
Okay, take your time.
No broken windows here either. They must have made a mistake in the window.
How about it, Chopper?
I guess the old guy must have... Have you have any children in the house?
Sure. No kids? What?
Oh, just saw a marble here on the floor and wondered.
Well, come on. If you've seen all your wants, you better...
Just a minute. I want to take another look at this window.
Put your hands up, Flatfoot. Make it snappy.
I don't see...
Well, you don't, huh? You come up here looking for a broken window, didn't you? And when you didn't find them, you go around poking your fingers in the putty.
Well, really,
Don't
now...
try to kid me. I've been watching you. So you found the window with a soft putty where we put the new pane of glass in. Well, it won't do you no good now.
All right, Slug, I'll take over now. Jake Downer. So you're Slug's wife?
Yeah.
I'd never have known you in that woman's outfit. Pretty clever.
A lot cleverer than you, copper. You come right up here just begging for it, didn't you? I thought we'd give it to you for keeps out in front of the bank this afternoon, but I'm glad now we didn't. This is going to be more fun. We can make it last longer. Burn him down. No, Slug. Shooting's too quick. I got a better plan for this dumb punk than that.
Go right ahead, gentlemen. Don't mind me. But do you mind if I put my arms down?
Get his gun, Slug. Sure, Jake. Quite a surprise to find us here, copper, ain't it? Never figured we'd hide out right here alongside the bank, did you? And dumb cops probably are searching all over the city, looking for where we went to. And all the time, we're right here. Hey, Jake. This guy's a regular arsenal. 3 guns he's got. I don't care how many he's got. Take them all away from him. Hey, Jake. Look at this. What? He's got 3 guns and a slingshot. Are you kidding? A cop carrying a slingshot around to keep the big bad robbers away. What a dumb mug he is. Oh, look now, Slug, don't take all the Flatfoot's weapons away. Where's your money? Leave him keep the slingshot. Why, sure. Here, Mr. Dick, I'll put it right back in your pocket where it came from. Maybe you'll save your life with it. Look what Santa Claus brought us to play with, Pete.
Well, I'll be a monkey's uncle. Where'd he go in?
Walked right up the stairs all by himself. Look, Copper, did you ever have a lighted cigar butt jammed in your eye? That's just for a starter. Then we're going...
No, you're not. Jake, look out there, Slug. Give me that gun, Jake. Give me that or I'll push your arm off.
Get out of the way, Jake.
You're going to give it me.
Nice work, Slug. You knocked him cold.
Oh, I'll fix him for this. He nearly broke my wrist. Shall I croak him now, Jake? No. Wait till we get ready to leave. Then we'll play games with him. Tie him up for good. We'll get the stuff ready to move out when the boys bring the car tonight. Then we'll come back here and take care of him. Over on your face, Flatfoot. So I can get the ropes on you. Wouldn't you like to know that we got all that dough hidden in the empty warehouse right next door here? Just a little hole through the wall of the apartment here, and we got a foolproof hideout. Yeah.
Sure, if he was only smart like Jake, I'd be afraid of him.
You're smart as Jake. There, Copper. That takes care of you. Try and get out of them ropes.
Well, what'd you let the Flatfoot in here for anyway, Slug?
Don't be dumb, Pete. If I hadn't, he'd have smelled something funny and come back again with a wagon. Anyways, how'd I know he was wise to the busted glass?
You know, Jake, maybe you weren't so smart at that.
What's eating you?
Well, you thought it was so smart to double back here with the cash and hide out right across the street from the bank, and the first thing, the cop smells his way right up here.
So what? Only one cop comes to me, and he ain't walking out of here, is he?
Well, no.
Who's running this business anyway?
You are, Jake. Okay.
All right. Now, Pete, you and me are going back into the warehouse and fix up the stuff ready to leave.
Slug, you stay here with the copper. Clean up the joint good. Fingerprints and any kind of junk that might leave a tip. Don't leave nothing. We'll be back when we took care of the dough.
Okay, Jake. I'll watch him. Fell into a rut this time. I should have had somebody standing by just in case. Whoever tied these ropes knew what he was doing. I'll never get out of these. Hands tied together, elbows tied tight to my body. Oh, my head. Ooh. I wish I smelled as happy as Slug sounds. Hey, there's blood in my hands. The bullet hole in my neck must have opened up. The blood made my hands slippery. Yes, as if it let my hands loose. There. But what good's that? My elbows tied up tight. Oh, if only I had some way to get word out. I said him up here. I can't shout. Slug would hear me and bump me off quick. Oh, if only I had a gun, I could. But Slug took them. Only I had. I do have one weapon left. Pen slingshot. Slingshot. Yes, shoot something into the street through the window. Somebody might find it. Shoot something. What? Shoot what? My badge. My honorary police badge. Oh, only I can get it out of my pocket. Only I can reach it. Never have had much use for that badge, but I certainly need it now. No, I can't get in the pocket. Well, let's tear it open. There. Got it. Now for the slingshot. The outside pocket. Now, if I can stretch my arms far enough apart to shoot this badge through the window, I can... What's that? Hey, copper, what are you trying to... The guy's still out cold. He couldn't have done nothing. But somebody broke that window. Maybe the dick's only faking. Maybe he ain't really out. Let me take a look. Gosh. Here you go. Oh, what a break. He's out cold. I thought he wasn't coming close enough so I could grab his legs, but he did. Lady Luck must be on my side today. Just luck is hitting it in the radiator that way. Now, if I can wriggle over there and get his gun. Just a little more. Up. Jake will be back any minute. I got that gun before. There. Now, if I can roll back under the bed before Jake gets here. So far, so good. Lady Luck, stay with me. What happened? Slug! Hey, look, Jake, the copper's gone. Slug's out cold. I thought I told you guys to tie that flatfoot up so he couldn't move.
We did, Jake.
Yeah, it looks like you did. Come on, maybe we can catch him outside before he gets away.
Yeah. Hey, Jake, look, the door's still locked. What? The dick couldn't have gone out this way.
Oh, he didn't get out the way we come in. He must still be here. Look at him.
Up with your hands, both of you.
Why you...
He's got a gun.
Let him up, I said. I'm not pulling. That's just a warning. I said I'm not pulling. Now drop your guns on the floor. Both of you.
We better do it, Jake. He means business.
You better do. Drop those guns fast.
Okay, you win. For now.
Drop the other one, Jake. I know you have two of them.
Here. Thanks.
Good. Now, Pete, slowly and easily. Kick the guns over toward me. Now, stay where you are. I'll kick those guns over. That's better.
Now what? Want us to untie you?
I want you to stay right there. And I'll stay right here.
Wait a minute. It's all right, Jake. He can't last long now. All we got to do is wait here till he falls over. He's lost so much blood now he can't hardly sit up.
Sure. How do you think you're going to hold out, copper?
Long enough to see you three thugs in jail.
I bet that don't nobody know you're up here. So how do you expect to be rescued?
I sent a messenger out the window to tell my friends I'm here waiting for them.
Hey, look, Jake, the window is busted.
Tell me, this flatfoot will be out cold long before anybody comes up here. Unless it's the boys with the car come to take us out of here. You, think you can last that long, copper?
Yeah, you'll never be able to hold that gun on us for another 2 hours. You might as well give up now, copper.
Think so? I want to take you three mugs in so bad, I'll wait all night. I have to. Get back? I can see you. Don't you any funny business with me?
He's almost gone, Dick. Another couple of minutes and he'll be out like a light.
As soon as he drops that gun, we'll rush him. I don't know how he lasted this long.
Stay right there. Stay there, both of you. I can wait. Just as long as...
Now, he's gone. Come on. Come on, everything. You get your hands up, you mother.
Oh, hello, Patsy. Riley.
What's going on here, Nick?
These are the thugs that stuck up the bank.
Oh.
Money's in the warehouse next door.
You're no wonder, Nick. Take care of these fellas, Sergeant. Send a couple of men to get the money out of the warehouse, like Nick says.
Oh, Nick, I've been so afraid for you. Did they hurt you?
Well, I'm all right, Patsy. Just a little tired.
She's a great girl, that Patsy. When she left you, she phoned me and told me what you were trying to do, Nick. So I got some of the men together and cleared as quick as I could. We got a flat tire, or we'd have been here sooner. And looky, here's your badge, Nick. Little Ben's but as good as you.
Thanks, Riley. Lucky you found it.
It wasn't me that found it. It was Patsy herself here.
You found it, Patsy?
Yes, Nick. And Riley spotted the broken window when we came up. But don't ever let me hear you say again that I'm not observant. Maybe I don't know how many steps there are in front of my house. But when it comes to things that count, I can see them.
In just a moment, Nick and Patsy will bring you a preview of next week's exciting case. How often you've had floors or woodwork surfaces ruined when hot grease, alcohol, fruit acid, perfume, or boiling water was spilled? Linex Clear Gloss, the modern protection for linoleum and all wood surfaces, resists all these liquids and at the same time keeps dirt on the surface where it's easily wiped away. And Linex Clear Gloss provides a really lasting protection for your floors and woodwork. A tough yet lustrous surface that wears and wears. Yet Linex Clear Gloss is easy to apply, for it flows on readily and evenly without brush marks, drying to a glossy finish that keeps its beauty a long, long time. That's why thousands of American homemakers depend upon this sparkling, transparent finish to keep their homes bright and shiny. Get Linex Clear Gloss now at your nearest paint, hardware, or department store. If your dealer hasn't received his supply of the 3 great Linex home brightness, he'll have them soon. Ask him to save one or all of them for you. Acme will see that he gets them, and you get them, as quickly as possible. Now let's hear from Nick Carter himself. How about next week's adventure, Nick? Got something exciting coming up? I certainly have, Ken. If you take a transcontinental train stalled high in the mountains in a raging blizzard and mix it with the murder of an opera singer and her maid...
And add the theft of $150,000 worth of jewels from the said opera singer. And a snowslide down the mountain right where the train is stalled.
And you have the puzzle and crime that I was up against. Sounds pretty complicated to me, Nick. How'd you find the solution? Well, the solution depended on 2 things. A broken bottle of perfume and a chow dog that was lost in the snow. You certainly make it sound attractive. Did it work out okay?
You should ask that. No, Nick.
Sorry. What do you call the story? I call it Murder on Mad Mountain.
Or the mystery of the opera singer's dog.
So long for now.
So long, everybody.
And so long to you, Nick and Patsy. We'll be looking forward to seeing you again next week. Next week at the same time, listen to another curious experience of Nick Carter, Master Detective, entitled Murder on Mad Mountain. Or Nick Carter and the mystery of the opera singer's dog. Nick Carter, Master Detective, is a copyright feature of Street and Smith Publications, Incorporated. It is presented at this same time and over these same stations by the 3 great Linex home brighteners. Linex Clear Gloss, Linex Cream Polish, and Linex Self-Polishing Wax. This is Mutual.
This I believe. The versatility of certain people often seems unbelievable. Mrs. Edith Hecht is the wife of a Philadelphia lawyer, the mother of 3 sons, a grandmother, a lecturer, and a sculptress. Before her marriage, she worked in occupational therapy. As her boys grew up, she found time on her hands and started to study art. Her sculpture is well known in Philadelphia, including the Fairmount Park bust of Victor Herbert. She continues to live a busy life, and it may not be surprising, therefore, if the beliefs of Edith Hecht are full of hope.
I do not believe the world is soon to be destroyed by the atom bomb. I believe it will continue for centuries and will become a better world than that of the past. From biblical days to the present, world destruction has been predicted. Man continues to cry out that his day is the day of greatest evil. Yet in the light of history, we see more and more consideration given to animals, children, and to women. Compare records of the past with the present in regard to opportunities for the colored race and other minority groups. Once it was argued that the Negro was born with less capability than the white man. Yet it took a Negro, Ralph Bunche, to make peace where no white man had succeeded. I believe that man is inherently noble. I am not blind to his weaknesses and frequent evil behavior, but given the proper environment in most cases, he is capable of unbelievable courage and self-sacrifice. William Shirer, author and commentator, says, "Those who were bombed out or hounded in concentration camps came out with a will to go on, with faith in themselves, their fellow man, and in God." I have a son in his early 20s who hitchhiked to Alaska with just such faith. When warned of the dangers, he said, "I will find more good people than evil ones, more who will want to help me get where I want to go than to hinder." It turned out just that way. On his second trip to Alaska, he drove a car. March 17, 1950, he fell asleep while driving. The car met with an accident and was completely destroyed. March 18th, Dick was on his way with another car. Hitting a ditch, this car also was destroyed, and for a second time, our son received no injury. I believe we go much further when we do not build up obstacles through fear and lack of faith. I believe God does not wish us to know when the world is to be destroyed, or when we as individuals are to be destroyed. Everywhere I see evidence that it is a world created for our good, and that though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I shall fear no evil, for the Lord is with me. Furthermore, I believe that God put food on this earth for man's body and soul, and gave him a brain to discover the treasures of creation and use them for good or evil. A good man believes that everyone is entitled to the beauty and bounty of the universe. A good man not only uses his own powers toward self-development and pleasure, but helps those who are not as well endowed. We do not know why some are born more unfortunate than others, or why some parts of the world are filled with darkness. In all great paintings there are the darks to set up the lights. Sometimes the artist puts the dark where it should not be. Sometimes man creates more darkness for himself than he realizes. But I believe that in the hours of misfortune man should still have faith, either that this darkness is created to bring out some hidden strength or to help him appreciate something of value in his life. Frequently I use this prayer: "O Lord, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change what I can, and the wisdom to know the difference."
Those were the beliefs of Mrs. Edith Hecht of Philadelphia, who, we submit, has applied the rich principles of art not only to her sculptor, but to the business of living as well. She faces the challenge of the atomic age with courage and faith, those spiritual commodities so much in demand today.
Wheaties presents Night Beat. On stage tonight, transcribed from Hollywood, Night Beat, another in the Wheaties' big parade of exciting half-hour presentations. Night
Hi, this is Randy Stone. I cover the Night Beat for the Chicago Star. Stories begin in many different ways. This one began when a man who wanted to play king and ended with a real king taking top billing. Old King Death.
Night Beat, starring Frank Lovejoy as Randy Stone.
Wheaties flakes are not very large, but my, what they have for you. They've got vitamins and minerals and protein galore. They've got crispness and a nut-like taste. And they're flake after flake of genuine fun. Breakfast fun. Like when you slice bananas on Wheaties and pour on the milk and spoon into them and chomp down on them. What could be more eating fun and still be so good for you? Why, every Wheaties flake is a whole kernel of wheat. And you know how much whole wheat does for you. Breakfast of champions. Breakfast of kids. Breakfast of grown-ups from coast to coast. Oh, Wheaties flakes are not very large, but you dig into them first thing in the morning and they'll still be with you long toward noon. And that's a promise. Buy some Wheaties. Buy lots of Wheaties very, very soon. And see how Wheaties at 7 can help at 11.
Chicago's theatrical district at night is a river of light, flashing marquees and gay crowds. But through it flows a deep current of hunger and disenchantment, illusion and hope. Yes, hope, forever dying, but never quite dead. There was hope, a strained, threadbare hope on old Max Saracen's face as I crossed Randolph Street and saw him buttonholing Charles Kelsey. Kelsey's a play producer, currently more famous for the frequency of his marriages than those of his stage hits. As I strolled up, Max had one hand on Kelsey's arm, his gaunt, bearded face eager and anxious.
You should have notified me, Charles. I certainly would have appeared at the tryouts if I'd known they were being held. Surely it's not too late.
I'm sorry, old boy. Oh, hello there, Randy.
Hiya, Charlie. Hello, Max.
Charles, listen. You know my work. Remember my performances in the Theatre Guild Shakespeare Festival. Me King Lear, me Richard III.
Yes, Max, yes, but that was over 20 years ago.
And it was I who asked that grand old man of the theatre, Frank Gaydosh, to take you on as an assistant. If it weren't for
Can't
me...
you understand? Henry IV has already been cast. What do you do with a fellow like this, Randy?
Henry IV? Don't tell me Shakespeare on Randolph Street.
Why not? In modern dress and a few sensational innovations that I promise you, Randy, will make Chicago sit up and take notice.
Well, maybe you got something, Kelsey.
I promise you they will sit up and take notice, Charles, if I do King Henry for you. It cannot be too late.
Oh.
You said yourself it would...
Max Saracen paid no attention to me. His haunted eyes were fixed on Charles Kelsey, and his tall, angular figure towered over us as he pleaded with the producer. The old actor had a single-track mind, but I could see that as far as Kelsey was concerned, it was going in the wrong direction. It embarrassed me to hear him plead with Kelsey, for the old man had once been great.
There's kings from Priam to Claudius.
I've said all I've got to say to you tonight, Max. Now, if you'll kindly remove your hand from my arm...
I'm not asking for any major part, Charles. The part of the king is fairly minor in this play, but it was made for me.
Max, for the last time...
Charles, please, I need it.
Oh, you old relic, you. Do I have to use force?
Oh, cut out the rough stuff, Kelsey. Don't.
Move! Hey, hold!
The old man changed before my very eyes. It was frightening. He was suddenly a giant, taller and broader than I'd ever seen him, the stoop in his back gone and rage blazing from a face of iron. He stood like a king in majestic wrath, his eyes darting about until he spotted Charles Kelsey pushing his way through the crowd.
Hold, you foul, fat-witted dog! Stop!
Max, wait!
Keep away. Take your hands off me.
Max, don't be a fool.
I'm warning you, Max. I don't want to hurt... Help me!
Max, stop it. Stop it. You're killing him. Max staggered back as I drove my shoulder into his chest, and Kelsey dropped to the pavement, still kicking. I hurried Max across the street where my car was parked and took off just as a cop showed up. When we got out of traffic, I headed out Sheridan Road along the lake. A nice cool breeze blowing off the water, Max. Feel better?
Why, yes. I feel all right. You're Randy Stone, the journalist.
Who did you think it was?
I just... what happened?
What do you mean, what happened? You had a little argument. Max, look at me. Don't you remember?
Oh, what time is it?
Wait, it's nearly 8.
Oh, I'm late. How could I have forgotten?
What?
I was going to see Mr. Kelsey, Charles Kelsey, you know, the producer.
Oh, I see.
He's opening with the production of Henry IV. You've probably heard about it.
Yeah. Now, look, Max, why don't you join me in a bite to eat at Mr. Joe's? What do you say?
Why, what time did you say it is?
It's about 8.
8. He often works late, yes, of course. My dear lad, would you mind dropping me by Charles Kelsey's office on Randolph Street, the Warwick Building? I may catch him yet.
Well, look, we can call him up and... Uh-oh.
Eh? What is it?
A police car just pulled in behind us. Some Eagle Scout must have taken down my license number.
What do you mean? Why?
Max Harrison?
Yes, I'm he.
All right, climb out.
What? I?
Now, look, officer.
What's the meaning of this?
The meaning is you're under arrest.
They bundled Max into their car and drove off. I tailed them to headquarters where Max was booked for simple assault, a misdemeanor, and held on $50 bail. I found a telephone and called up Max's home. His wife answered. She broke down when I told her what had happened.
How could he? He was depending so much on getting a part of Mr. Kelsey's play. It meant everything.
Well, Max isn't well, Mrs. Saracen. The quicker you get him to a doctor, the better off he'll be.
I can't. I haven't got $50. We haven't anything, Mr. Stone. Well, there isn't even any food in the house.
Oh,
Max, he's been going crazy trying to make ends meet, trying to pay my doctor's bills.
Well, look, don't worry now. I'll see what can be done. Well, what could I do? Not much. So I went to the office. I touched a few of the boys. There were 5 here at 10 there until I had it. Then I went back to headquarters. The desk sergeant stared at the money.
What's this?
Max Saracen's bail. You can turn him loose.
I turned him loose about 20 minutes ago.
What?
Sure, Kelsey dropped the charges.
Oh, I see. He must have finally figured out which side his publicity was butted on. Max go home?
I don't think so. Kelsey sent a limousine over to pick him up. He wants to see him.
Kelsey? Wants to see Max?
Well, that's what the chauffeur said. You know, Stone, I'm beginning to wonder if I did the right thing. The old man didn't seem right in the head. I'm kind of worried.
You're worried. So long, Sergeant.
Hey, where are you going?
To Kelsey's office before Max kills him. I couldn't imagine why Charles Kelsey would want to tempt fate by bringing Max to his office. But whatever the reason, I was too fond of the old actor to have him run the risk of killing a man. I rushed to the Warwick building, went up to the 10th floor where Kelsey maintained his offices. I was about to go in when the door jerked open. Max Saracen shuffled out, pushing past me blindly, and I grabbed his arm. Hey, Max.
Huh? Oh, Randy.
What is it? What happened?
Huh? Oh, nothing. Why?
What did Kelsey want to see you about?
He offered me a job. A job.
Max.
Yes?
What kind of a job?
Playing a part.
What kind of a part?
I can't tell you. Please let go of me, Randy.
No, wait a minute, Max. Now, wait a minute. What's the big mystery? What kind of a job is this going to be, anyway?
Oh, it will be the death of me. Now, please, let go of my arm, Randy. The death of me.
Max.
General Mills is bringing you Night Beat, starring Frank Lovejoy as Randy Stone.
You know something? You use up an awful lot of energy in a day. Whether you're mending fences or breaking sales records, writing novels or wringing out clothes. Doesn't much matter. You burn it up like a champion ball player burns it up. So why shouldn't you store up energy like a champion stores it up? Why shouldn't Wheaties be doing for you what Wheaties do for ball players? Well, I can answer that question. Wheaties should. Wheaties should be giving you vitamins and minerals and proteins. Wheaties should be giving you that early morning energy that helps you through the whole AM. Wheaties should be providing you with crisp, nut-like eating fun at breakfast. And believe me, Wheaties will if you give them a chance. They're not known as breakfast of champions for nothing. Not on your life. Every Wheaties flake is made from a whole kernel of wheat. It counts big in that breakfast bowl. And the more the Wheaties, the bigger the breakfast time help you get. Very simple, really. You buy Wheaties, you bring them home, you eat them faithfully when you bounce out of bed, and Wheaties will give you what the ball players get, right in your own sunny kitchen. Breakfast of champions. Breakfast for you. Just like that. Try them. See how Wheaties at 7 can help at 11.
And now, back to Night Beat and Randy Stone.
After Max Saracen had publicly humiliated Charles Kelsey by attacking him in the street, I didn't think the producer was going to offer Max a job without some kind of a catch to it. And when Max emerged from Kelsey's office, I could see by his face that I was right. The old actor was crushed. I barged into Kelsey's office to find out for myself and to warn him that he was playing with dynamite.
Mr. Stone, no man or woman, for that matter, can cross me with impunity. I keep books and I settle all accounts. Every slight, every blow, every insult. I keep a record of them all, Mr. Stone. I overlook nothing, and I repay with interest.
What satisfaction is there getting even with someone who doesn't even know what he did to you?
You expect me to believe that?
Your mind is so narrow it squeezes right through the facts.
I'll remember that.
I wish you would. Max is a sick man. Now, what kind of a job did you give him? Now, let's have it.
Take your hands off me.
I asked you. Why is he so upset?
Disappointment, what else? He wanted the part of King Henry. All I could give him was the job of understudy.
Understudy? Then why the secrecy?
The old ham fancies himself another Barrymore. He doesn't want it known that he's had to accept the part of a mere understudy. It's quite obvious, isn't it?
When is this show going to open?
Oh, in 3 or 4 months, I imagine. You're satisfied? Now get out.
Yes, I'll be happy to, just as soon as you tell me who's going to play financial angel to your Shakespearean clam bake now that your wife has separated her bankroll from it.
My wife and I have suffered long enough from the malicious lies of scandalmongers like you, Mr. Stone.
Oh, yes, I know. What about that well-known scandal sheet, the court record? That separation suit was faked, I suppose.
Mrs. Kelsey has reconsidered since then.
Oh, well, congratulations. You stay married to her long enough, you too can be in the social register.
The social register. I'd express an opinion on that point, Stone, but not to you. My wife's passion for blue blood is a foible outside the realm of this discussion. However, if it helps convince you that we've solved our differences, you might note that we're entertaining tonight with a little reception in honor of Count Raphael de Guidio.
Oh, where did Max go when he left here?
How do I know? Now, will you get out of here?
Yes, with pleasure. I need a little fresh air.
Hello?
Oh, hello, Mrs. Saracen.
Yes?
It's Randy Stone again.
Oh.
Has Max gotten home yet?
No, he'll be home late. He's dining out.
What's that?
He called up a little while ago. I guess you know what happened, don't you? It was awfully generous of Mr. Kelsey. The whole thing was a mistake. He never meant to have Max arrested. But I do appreciate your concern for Max. It was good of you to call me.
Look, who is Max dining with?
Why, it was Mr. Kelsey at his home. He wants to discuss a part with Max for his Henry IV. It's a wonderful break. Just what we've been hoping for. Max was all choked up with emotion when he told me about it. It's about time. Poor darling.
So Kelsey had actually invited Max over to his home. Why? What kind of web was he weaving for the old actor? Whatever it was, I knew it had only one purpose in Kelsey's twisted mind, to destroy Max Saracen, to get even. I got into my car and headed for the Gold Coast where Kelsey lived. I pulled up in the courtyard, went to the door, flashed my press card at the butler.
Thank you, sir. I believe you'll find most of the press people in the next room by the punch bowl.
Oh, thank you for the tip, but I'm looking for one special character, Max Saracen. Have you seen him?
Saracen, sir? No, sir, I do not believe...
All right, I'll look around. He's probably somewhere in that mob on the ballroom floor.
I think not, sir. There has been no Mr. Saracen. I've let in everyone, sir, and there's been no one by that name. That's quite definite, sir. I would remember a name like that.
Yes, well, I'll look anyway, thank you. I shouldered my way through all that soup and fish, feeling as conspicuous in my everyday clothes as a burglar at a policeman's convention. Where was Max? I glanced from one face to another. There must have been nearly 300 of them there. Was he in another part of the house? Had he come in by another entrance? I couldn't be sure. Kelsey was nowhere to be seen either. If he was alone with Max, there was no telling what would happen. I spotted Mrs. Kelsey over with a group of females clustered about the guest of honor. I was heading in her direction for information when a voice behind me brought me up short.
Stone! Well, what are you doing here?
I'm slumming, Kelsey. Where's Max? I know he was coming here.
Charles. Well, it's about time you were arriving. Whatever's been keeping you?
I've been tied up at the office, and then I had to get dressed. Oh, Edith, this is Mr. Stone, the Chicago Star. My wife.
How do you do?
How do you do?
Charles, the Count has been here for quite some time now. Come on and meet him. Hurry.
Kelsey, as soon as you're through, I'd like a word with you.
Mr. Stone, you really should meet the Count Raphael de Guidio yourself. He's just arrived from Barcelona, and he's truly one of the most delightful and charming gentlemen I've ever met. A true aristocrat.
Yes, it'll be a pleasure, I'm sure.
This way. Oh, poor man, just look at him over there behind those palms.
Where? I don't see him.
Over there, in the midst of all those women. They're simply devouring him. Oh, Count Raphael. We'd better go round. Here he is. Oh, Count Guidio.
Signora Kelsey. I am... Oh.
Count DeGidio stood staring at me. A red ribbon of honor, 3 medals decorating his magnificent dress coat. In fact, any way you looked at him, he was a magnificent figure of a man with a magnificent snow-white Van Dyke beard, every inch an aristocrat. Except, of course, he wasn't the Count DeGidio at all. He was Max Saracen.
My husband, Charles, Your Highness.
It is indeed a pleasure, Mr. Kelsey.
I have been looking forward to this for a long time, Count. Yes, indeed.
And Mr.
Stone. Randolph Stone, Esquire.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry. The Count DeGidio. Mr. Stone is a journalist.
Well met, Mr. Stone. Well met. I have always admired the gentlemen of the Fourth Estate. To hold a mirror to our life and times is a profession requiring discretion, understanding, and perhaps the ability to say less than one knows.
Why, Count Raphael, you're a philosopher.
Yes, I see what you mean, Your Highness. Silence, even for a journalist,
can be golden, Mr. Stone.
Yes, golden. It can also be yellow.
Oh, I see Commodore and Mrs. Dwight Vredenberg have just arrived. Will you excuse me, please? I'll bring them over.
All right, what goes on here? What's the idea?
Randy, please.
I'm paying him well for this. Will you join me in a bit of punch, Randy? If His Highness will excuse us.
But, of course.
All right.
Come on, have a glass of punch, Stone. It isn't too bad.
You won't get away with it, not after the morning edition.
After tonight, Stone, the more you expose me, the better I like it. You know, it occurs to me that I should have invited you here in the first place. Your present fits very nicely.
What are you trying to do?
Teach my wife a lesson. Come on, I do say, have some punch.
No, thank you. I've already taken it.
My dear blue-blooded wife will get the lesson of her life.
Kelsey, why don't you see a psychiatrist?
You do need a drink, old boy.
Yeah. Is there a real Count DeGidio? I suppose there must be.
Naturally. He was due to be here tonight, but I received a wire at my office saying that his plane was grounded en route from Miami, Lisbon, and Point Cease. So, not wishing my dear wife to be disappointed...
Charles?
Yes?
Oh, I'm afraid the Count isn't feeling very well. Oh, dear, I suppose it has been an awfully hard trip. He has to leave.
Oh, that's too bad. I'm sorry. Where is he?
In the hall. I've had Perkins bring him his things. Oh, it really is too bad with the evening so young.
Max was getting into a big black limousine as I ran down the stairs to the driveway. I called to him. Max! The car door slammed shut. The uniformed chauffeur threw the limousine into gear and spun away as I reached the side of the car. I was about to turn and go back into the house to question Kelsey when I saw the car circle the driveway and stop at the servants' entrance. As I hurried over, Max was getting out and was stripping off his overcoat. Oh, Max, now don't tell me that Kelsey wants that outfit back before you go.
Randy.
What goes on?
If you must know, I'm going to help in the kitchen.
In the kitchen?
Yes, the kitchen. Are you satisfied?
But why? What for?
For $100.
$100? How much did you get for playing the Count?
Also $100. But I don't get it until I earn the second $100.
But why? Why would he pay $100 for a dishwasher?
I don't know, but I've got to do it, Randy. I need the money. You might as well know it. Now go away, please. Let me get it over with.
Okay, Max, but you'll get it over with a lot faster with an understudy to assist you.
An understudy?
Yeah, me. Come on. So this was the payoff. This was the booby trap. I couldn't help feeling it was even meaner than it looked, and I wanted to be around to try to keep it from exploding. We went around and back the servants' entrance and stepped into the kitchen. Servants had evidently been briefed by Kelsey, but they said not a word. They asked no questions. They just stared at us and whispered a little to each other. A stout old dame pointed to the pile of dishes in the sink.
Them there.
Thank you.
What about an apron, Max? You can't wash dishes in that dress suit without...
I've got to, just as I am. It's part of the agreement. I won't kid you, Randy. I've got to do this. It's vital. My wife and I, we've been starving.
You don't have to tell me. Look, when Kelsey decides to get even, he doubles it in spades. We grabbed a couple of dish mops and went to work. Max laughed silently to himself as he worked, silently and bitterly. He turned to me.
A king to account to a scullery boy in one short day. A breathless descent, Randy?
For my dough, you're still king, Max.
Thank you, lad. I, a king. You may me glory and mistake depose, but not me griefs. I am still king of those... Oh, I dropped it.
Oh, forget about it. What's another dish to Kelsey?
There I lie like a broken plate, used briefly and then
Life is short, Randy, so short.
So what? It's not the length, but the performance that counts, and you were always great, Max, always.
You're a kind wag, my lad. A veritable squire of the night, a minion of the moon. We're the moon's lovers, you and I, Randy, governed by her as is the sea. For our fortunes do ebb and flow like the ocean's tides, now up, now down.
Well, that's life, Max. It's like sitting in the aisle seat of movies. That's the cleanser.
By heaven, I'll hate you everlastingly if you bid me be of comfort anymore. I am barren, bereft of friends.
But you're not, Max.
I have lost the name of king. My jewels are a set of tawdry beads, my place a verminous hermitage, my rich apparel a beggar's garb. Oh, make foul weather with despised tears. Curse heaven and die!
Oh, he's falling to pieces. I've got to get him out of here before...
Right in here, ladies and gentlemen. Tycoons, barons, and literary lions. Here's the surprise I told you about.
Kelsey, stay out of here.
Hold the music, please. Here he is. Your nobleman from Spain, your aristocrat. The Count Raphael de Guido in person.
Count Raphael, what's the meaning of this? Charles.
This is the silk purse, my dear. The one you keep telling me cannot be made from a sow's ear. Well, look at it. The sow's ear that you were convinced was the silk purse I never could become. You're born gentleman. The kind of gentleman I never could be. Oh, no, I'm not good enough. Well, meet him. How goes it, Count? When you're through with those dishes, come out and give these hypocrites some more samples of your wits and gentility. Look at him, Edith. Look! Your gentleman. My hired clown.
Oh, you unspeakable.
Oh, you weak-minded phony. The only thing you've proved is that Max is a gentleman compared to you.
Villain! Viper damned beyond redemption.
Max, take it easy.
Snake whom we've warmed with our heart's blood. Spotted Judas. Keep away from me. Will ye bring calumny upon our fair name? By
Max, don't come back.
Get away! Get away! Put me down!
But it wasn't Max. Someone else, a giant, a king with a face of iron.
Let go! Help!
Oh, put him down, Max. Put him down.
I'll make a Golgotha, you grinning skull.
No, Max, don't. Put him down.
When there are devils, cast them out!
Max had lifted him over his head and hurled him through the window to the street below. I clutched his arm and half dragged, half pushed him out of the door and down the stairs to the street. I got him into my car and we drove about for a while. He sat beside me, staring ahead lifelessly as he had once before that night. The power and the majesty had gone out of him. He was just a tired old man once more, talking to himself without making a sound. I stopped in front of a drugstore. I got out and found a telephone. I dialed the Kelsey residence.
Yes?
Who's talking?
Sergeant Charles Inc., City Police. Who's this?
Oh, this Randy Stone. I just left there a little while ago.
You took Max Saracen with you.
Yeah, that's right. He's with me now.
Keep him there. Where are you?
In front of a drugstore, corner of Main and Flower. How is Kelsey? Was he hurt much?
Yeah, he's dead.
I went to the car and sat down beside Max. He looked at me with a strange new light on his bearded face. One that was tragic and far off.
We have lost the name of kings. Me golden cup becomes a dish of wood.
Easy, Max.
Me one-time kingdom a grave, a little grave, an obscure grave.
Max, listen to me. Can you understand what I'm saying?
Nay, let us sit upon the ground and tell sad stories of the death of kings. For death sits within the hollow crown that rounds our mortal temples and grins the buffoon, scoffing at our state. I, a king? You have mistook me all the while. For I only live but bread like you, dear cuz, like you. Give me that man that is not passion's slave, and I will wear him in my heart's core. Aye, in my heart resides.
He sat there beside me quoting Shakespeare. He didn't know me or hear me. I don't think he ever saw me.
Once more.
He was in another world.
Once
a world
more.
of his own dreams.
Try God for heaven.
I heard the siren of the approaching police car.
St. George!
And I know that though his body still lived, Max was gone. The king was dead. Well, the lights are winking out one by one from Clark Street with its flop houses to State Street with its glittering shops. Dawn is around the corner, bringing an end to sleep and to the dreams of those who walk by day and rest by night. Well, as Mr. Shakespeare himself once said, life itself is but a dream. But dream or real, we only go through here once. Too bad we don't make more of it. Oh, well. Copy, boy.
And here he is, the star of Night Beat. That was a fine story tonight, Frank Lovejoy.
Well, thank you very much. And let's thank Wheaties. Wheaties is sort of our middle name this summer, huh?
Well, a nicer middle name I can't think of, Frank. Folks at your house getting the Wheaties every morning, just like always?
Oh, sure. The kids love them. I do, too, as a matter of fact. We got a regular spot for Wheaties on the kitchen shelf. You know, the salt goes here, flour goes here, Wheaties go here, right up in front, of course.
Sure, I know. Every well-run cupboard should have a spot for the Wheaties. And millions of cupboards do, I guess.
Yeah, say, what is it they say about Wheaties?
America's favorite whole wheat flake.
Breakfast of champions, that's it.
Atta boy. Thank you, Frank Lovejoy. We'll see you next week. Get your Wheaties, folks. As Frank said, keep them right up in front of the kitchen shelf. Have them for breakfast tomorrow morning. Remember, Wheaties at 7 and help at 11.
Night Beat, starring Frank Lovejoy, is produced and directed by Warren Lewis and edited by Larry Marcus. Tonight's transcribed story was written by Irwin Ashkenazi with music by Frank Worth. Part of Max Saracen was played by Tudor Owen. Wally Mayer played Kelsey. Others in tonight's cast were Eleanor Audley, Ann Keenan, and Harry Bartell. Listen next week at this same time and every week as Randy Stone searches through the city for the strange stories waiting for him in the darkness.
And this is the Wheaties man, Frank Martin, inviting you to listen also on Tuesday, that's tomorrow night, to the Penny Singleton Show on the Wheaties Big Parade. See you then.
Forest fires again are destroying thousands upon thousands of our precious wooded areas and watersheds. 9 out of 10 forest fires are started by human carelessness. Crush out all cigars and cigarettes. Break matches in 2 after using. Drench campfires. Always find out what the law is about the use of fire in any particular wooded area. Save our forests from their enemy. Next to Lona Massey stars...
This I believe. Dr. Edmund R. Schlesinger practiced law in Vienna, edited a newspaper in Paris, and escaping to America one jump ahead of the Nazis, has served here as a social worker, a researcher, and statistician. He is now a professor of languages and humanities at the University of Louisville. This is what Dr. Schlesinger believes.
30 years ago, I was 30 then. I thought I knew quite well what I believed. I lived in Vienna at this time. The city was recovering from the First World War. Material and spiritual reconstruction went hand in hand. I assisted and I enjoyed it. I was brought up by my father in a belief in the inevitable progress of mankind. Yes, in 1922, the future of humanity seemed bright to me. When clouds appeared, I told myself, fulfillment takes a long time. I shall not enter the promised land. People cherishing the same ideas as I will reach it. Alas, many hopes have been shattered since. The birds of visionary dreams did not ripen. Precious goods were destroyed. But the hard times had a healthy result. I began to sift the chaff from the grain. I am still at it, still an apprentice. My cocksureness decreased. The period of orientation had its pains and its elations. Where do I stand today? I believe in kindness as a common denominator of all human beings. There may occur only minute traces of this kindness, hidden deep under rocks of bitterness, disappointment, discouragement. But this kindness exists in everyone. I have lived in many countries. I have lived on 2 continents. I'm addicted to people. I indulge myself in seeing them, in speaking to them, in knowing them. Since I can remember, I have been eager to mix with people. My various professions have enabled me to contact them under the most different aspects. Reviewing my experiences, I believe man is the same everywhere, and there are neither perfect nor hopeless cases. I don't believe we are living in the best of all possible worlds. Nevertheless, I am compelled to believe in this world because I live in it. I am compelled to believe in others because to believe in myself alone is not enough. I may hope to improve when I am able to see improvement in my fellow man. Feeling for one's fellow man is a privilege as well as a responsibility. In Germany, at the very end of the First World War, Leonhard Frank wrote a book, Man is Good. I've gradually softened this statement to man can become better. Again and again I have encountered the objection. Don't you see? Does history not teach you that this earth is a wasteland and man develops only to devastate it more thoroughly? No. A scientist in Cornell once said to me, the more we know, the less we understand. How does research help mankind? I answered, inasmuch as research clarifies, it diminishes fear. Since the era of the caveman, man's fear has diminished only in a tiny degree, but proportionately man has become better. And I believe that humanity stands just at its threshold and will wander the long, winding, arduous road toward light.
They're the creed of Dr. Edmund R. Slasinger of Louisville, Kentucky. When the old world collapsed about him, he built himself a distinguished place in the new.
Richard Diamond, private detective.
Diamond Detective Agency, the Smiling Gumshoe.
Rick.
Sign up for our new contest and win yourself a beautiful all-chrome, pre-tested, genuine electric chair.
Oh, lovely. What do I have to do?
Just tear off your scalp and send it along with 25 words or less why you love Richard Diamond.
I can do it in 2 words.
What are they?
You're pretty.
Oh, you win, you win. Where do you want the chair sent, madam?
975 Park Avenue, but I think I have AC current.
No problem with the Jiffy Toaster chair. It works on any current AC/DC. And we have it in 3 speeds, 45, 78, and long playing.
Oh, no. Oh, Rick, that's awful.
Hello, baby.
Hi. What are you doing?
Oh, nothing. What's with you?
Oh, I just thought I'd call and find out if I'm still going to see you tonight.
Yes, ma'am. We going to stay in?
Well, I thought I'd have Francis fix dinner and we could sit around and listen to records or something, but if you'd rather go out,
No, baby. I think that would be lovely. And so does my bank account.
Oh, broke again?
Not quite. A little bent. I hope the next client I get has a big fat trust fund.
Well, don't you worry about it. I'll see you around 8.
Okay. Bye, baby.
Bye.
Now, let's see. 6 shirts, 4 pairs of socks, and... Hey, how did that get in there? Well... Oh... Okay. Yeah?
Well, what's the matter with you?
You lost up my laundry.
What are you talking about? Today isn't Tuesday.
Okay, Walt, so it isn't Tuesday. Nothing's happening around this place. I felt like doing some washing.
Why don't you put it away and come on down here? I'll give you something to do.
What do you mean? You sound like you're surrounded by Sergeant Otis's relatives.
I got a big headache. I think maybe you can help me with it.
Trouble?
All over the place. You don't have to, but I'd like to, sort of kick it around with you.
Sure. I'll throw a few more things into soak and I'll be right down.
Oh, thanks, Rick.
Hey, it's really serious, isn't it?
Now, what makes you say that?
Look, Father, every time your ultras hold a rally and you want me to come down and join in, you say, thanks, Rick, just like I'd laid an egg or something for you.
Oh, you think you're pretty smart, don't you?
Sure. If I listen to everybody who thinks I'm not, I'd wind up playing mumbly peg in a straitjacket. I'll be right over. Well, that's the way trouble can get in the way of an otherwise quiet afternoon. Walt doesn't usually call me like that, but when he does, I know things are bound to get pretty rough. I tossed all of my shirts into soak, closed up the office. 20 minutes later, I was walking into the squad room of the 5th Precinct Police Station. I spotted Sergeant Otis hopping around like a crapshooter on his 10th pass. Well, what's with you, Otis?
Oh, don't bother me now, Shamus. I got to get these reports into Lieutenant.
Well, gets you. What's the matter? Did you suddenly discover you were working for the police department?
Now, that's very funny. Ha. Okay, you got to laugh. Now beat it. The lieutenant expects you.
Well, all right, but for Pete's sake, Otis, stop acting like that and don't bust into the lieutenant's office like that. You swear you've been doped and start an investigation.
Shamus, someday I ain't even going to bother to answer you.
Sergeant, the day you don't open your mouth to say something stupid, the whole world will start singing.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. And when I think about it, why don't you start combing your hair?
What's the matter with it?
Looks like a mattress after the lions got through with it.
Oh.
Hello, Walt.
Hello, Rick. Sit down.
Oh, maybe I should have worn black. That or a propeller on my hat. First I run into Otis, acting like he was shot out of a cannon. Then I waltz in here and you give me that big hello like you just discovered a body in your desk.
Lan Jacoby is back in town.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, but we got an indictment on him. Got him deported 6 years ago.
Look, Rick, there's no mistake. One of our stoolies brought us word.
Oh, but that's crazy. Jacoby knows the feds will pick him up in a second. How'd he get back in?
Who knows? Florida, maybe. Last we heard, he disappeared in Italy. And about 6 months later, we got a report he was seen in Cuba.
Oh, are you just going to take the stoolie's word for it? What else have you got?
I got 3 bodies to date, and they're all very dead.
Jacoby?
Got to be.
Why?
Well, the first 2 are the guys that turned state's evidence and helped to put Jacoby away. You remember them, Ross and Kreisel. Jacoby swore he'd get him someday.
Who's the third?
The stoolie who gave us the tip. Walked out of the station, and somebody with a Thompson scattered them all over the front steps.
Right in front of the station?
Yeah, it'll be in the evening paper. The commissioner is very unhappy.
How about the feds? Are they working on it?
Up to their necks, but nobody can find out how he got in or where he might be hiding out. Oh, here's something else that makes us sure it's Jacoby. In this town, there are at least 5 of Jacoby's old mob. The minute this thing broke, we started to check. They've all disappeared.
You think they're organizing again? Oh, Walt, come on,
Rick,
now.
I don't know what to think. That's why I wanted you to come down. You're one of the guys who worked on the Jacoby case. You remember a lot about it.
Well, sure, but... Oh, now you can't tell me Jacoby is going to try to start operating again. It's a one-way pass to that little green room up at Sing Sing.
I know it, but you tell me. I don't know how to figure it.
You can't find anybody else who's seen Jacoby, huh?
No, just the stoolie. He's going to make a swell witness.
Lieutenant.
Yeah?
We just got a report on the teletype. Jacoby? Yeah. Florida reports the body of a man found out in the Biscayne Keys. They checked and found out he was a Cuban, a charter boat for fishing trips. And the immigration boys checked with the authorities in Cuba, and it turns out that this dead guy took a party of 2 out for a trip and never showed up again.
Wait a minute. You said party of 2?
Yeah, a dame and a guy.
Well, what makes you think the guy with the dame was Jacoby?
Because the description fitted Jacoby exactly. And the feds say that Jacoby married a dame in Italy. And the dame that got on the boat fits the wife's description.
Mm-hmm. Well, Rick?
That's ridiculous.
Okay. We now agree on 2 things. Leon Jacoby is back in the States, and it's ridiculous. Will you give me a hand? I need somebody who really knew Jacoby.
Hey, Diamond, did you really know Jacoby?
Sure, Otis. We used to go out and shoot dumb police sergeants together.
Oh, hey, Lieutenant, why don't he ever give me a straight answer?
Because it wouldn't fit your crooked head. Now go out and dig up some more reports.
Oh, okay.
All right, Walt. Now, let's say Jacoby's going to start operating again. He's made sure of one thing. Nobody who's seen him is alive enough to testify.
So?
So this. I'll 8 to 5, Jacoby's going to make a quick haul someplace and do one more killing.
You expect the killing?
I expect an attempt. He's gotten 2 of the guys who put him away. He's just got one more guy to tag.
He said he'd do it himself and with a knife. That means he's got to find you.
Yeah. The haul must be really important for him, the risk coming into the States. He probably needs money to keep going, so he'll pull off the job and then try to get me.
And he'll leave the country the same way he came in. Nobody can ever swear they saw him.
Except the 5 guys in his mob. I think he'll kill every one of them, too.
That's a lot of doing.
Jacoby's a lot of killer. Now, we've got to find out where at least one of those guys is. We'll find Jacoby and try and stop the slaughter.
Yeah, but you've got to watch your step, Rick. There's no telling when he's going to pull off the job and try to go to work on you.
Look, I'm not happy about it. I'm really the guy who's responsible for putting Jacoby away, and I know him pretty well. He's got a vendetta, Walt, and guys like Jacoby don't figure they're their brother's keeper. The score is 2 out of 3 is 1 to go. He'll try his best to kill me and even it up.
Well, where do you say we start?
I know. Oh, give me a list of the 5 guys you think are with Jacoby and all the information on them you got.
It is right here.
All right. Put 2 of your best men on these 3 guys at the bottom of the list, and you and I will start with these 2 on top.
Okay, but I hope we find Jacoby in time.
Walt, so do I. The way he uses that knife, I'll have to have all my clothes made out of bandage. Walt assigned 2 of his best men to start checking on the 3 names at the bottom of the list, and we took off for Flatbush. Our first man was a hoodlum named George Vale, and one of his favorite hangouts was a pool hall on Church Avenue.
Snooker or straight pool?
We want to talk.
You want to talk? Go over to the park. Get yourself a box.
Oh, look, your wisecracks can only give you a hollow mouth. Show him the badge, Walt.
Oh, cops. Oh, well, what do you want?
You know a man named George Vale?
Nope.
Let's go.
Hey, wait a minute.
Look, I'm not going to fool around. The answers here will be a lot easier. We know Vale comes here a lot. If you don't want to tell us about him, the boys at the station have got time to help your memory along.
You can't haul me in. What's the charge?
Withholding police evidence. It can get you a couple of years.
Let's go.
Hey, wait a minute. Okay.
Okay, what?
Oh, wait a minute. I just want to be sure no one sees me talking to you. Okay. I don't know much. Vale ain't been in here for a couple of days.
Where does he live?
I don't know. I swear I don't, but I do know it's in the neighborhood. Sometimes I see him coming out of a little delicatessen across the street with a bundle of groceries.
Let's go, Walt.
Yeah. Oh, thanks, Sporty. It's guys like you who make the police department such a happy little group.
So, good afternoon, gentlemen.
You own this place?
Yes, there's something wrong.
Does a man named George Vale come in here much?
Oh, something is wrong. I told Mama that George was on no good.
Then he does come in here.
You're policeman, maybe.
Yes, we're policemen. Now, would you mind telling us, please, if whether...
Mama! Oh, she must be out and back. I want to show her. She liked this George fellow. He was always with the flattery. Now I want to show her what happens to that no good. Mama!
Please. We haven't got much time.
Oh, I'm sorry, gentlemen. You must excuse an old man. He's so little excitement. So, now what can I do for you?
Do you know where George Vale lives?
Sure. I'm sending him over stuff lots of times. He's up 2 blocks, but he ain't there.
How do you know that?
Because his wife, she's coming in for the last couple of days. She said he was out of town on business.
He's got a wife?
Sure. A blonde. She's not bad looking. Well, you know.
Yeah. What is Vale's exact address?
Here, I'll write for you on a piece of paper.
What time you got, Rick?
2:30.
There are, gentlemen. I hope you catch him for whatever he's done that's no good.
We'll have to ask you not to mention this to anybody.
Not even to Mama.
Oh, okay, to Mama. But you tell Mama to keep it a secret.
Oh, a secret. Well, maybe I'm not telling you for a couple of days yet.
Come on, Walt.
We going down to see Vale's wife?
No, I got a better idea.
Well, don't you think she'd know where Vale is?
Maybe, but she's not going to tell us. But if we throw a scare into her, she might tell her husband something.
If she knows where he is.
Get Otis down here with a recording outfit. We'll wait until we see her leave the apartment and bug the place. No sense in tailing her. If Vale is with Jacoby, he wouldn't give her the address.
Maybe he didn't tell her anything. Maybe he just took off.
Well, that's a chance we got to take. Maybe he gave her a phone number where he could be reached. On the way down to the Vale address, put in a call at the precinct.
Right. KXKB to KQAR. I'm at the corner of Flatbush and Church. Have Sergeant Otis report to me on a code 3 and tell him to step on it.
Walt finished his report. We both went over and talked to the landlady in Vale's building. She told us that Mrs. Vale was still in her room and gave us an accurate description. Also, she agreed to pull down her window shade when Mrs. Vale left the building so that there wouldn't be a chance of missing her. Then we went back to the car to wait. In about 15 minutes, Otis showed up carrying a small, portable recorder.
Here you are, Lieutenant.
All right. Get in the back seat.
We're going to wire somebody's apartment?
No. I just thought it might be fun to play cops and robbers. Now, relax. We might be here for quite a while.
Not so long, Walt. Look, there goes the landlady's signal.
Yeah. Mrs. Vale should be... There she comes.
Now, Otis, get set. We got to go up there and plant a bug before she comes back.
I'm set.
I got 4 cars at the intersections just in case she's got a car. If she walks, I got 4 men to tail her, depending on her direction.
She's crossing the street.
KXKB to KQAR. Cars 7, 9, 3, 14. Stand by. Rick, you know this. Get up there with a bug.
Right. Come on, Otis.
Yeah. Right with you.
Attention. The suspect is turning into Church Avenue. Heading to New Lot.
In here, Otis.
Yeah.
Well, this is her room. The landlady said you'd unlock it for us as soon as Mrs. Vale left the building. Bingo. Go on in.
Okay.
Now, plant it just like you knew what you were doing, Sergeant. I'll take the box down in the basement where we can listen. Give me 5 minutes and then give me a quick test.
How long have I got to set it up?
Who knows? Don't worry about it too much. If Mrs. Vale comes in, just tell her you're selling tape recorders.
Oh, she won't believe that.
Otis, with your face, you'll have to believe something as stupid as that. I dropped the wire out of the window and went out and down into the basement. It was a slipshod way of wiring a room, but we were in a hurry, and it would have to be enough. I set it up and waited for Otis to start croaking.
Okay, Diamond. I'll start counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
6.
Hey, I think there's somebody coming. I'm going out the window. I'll see you in the basement.
Oh, for Pete's sake.
Gee, she nearly caught me. I come down the fire escape.
Well, come on in.
Yeah. Hey, how's it working?
All right. Listen.
Hey, she ain't got a bad voice.
You've probably got me plugged in with Morton Downey.
What are we going to do? Just sit here and listen?
The lieutenant's going to give Mrs. Vale a scare, Otis. Then we're going to listen.
I don't get it.
That's Walt.
Who's there?
The police, Mrs. Vale.
Huh? Oh, well, wait just a minute.
Hey, it sounds pretty good, don't it?
Shut up, Otis.
Yeah?
I'm looking for your husband, Mrs. Vale.
He isn't here. He's out of town. What's wrong?
He's wanted.
For what?
Murder. Mind if I come in?
Got a warrant?
Okay, make it tough. Where's your husband?
I told you.
Well, we're out of town.
You didn't tell me.
Okay, I'll be back with a warrant.
Now we'll see if it works.
Operator. Evergreen 33349, please. Yeah. Oh, is George there? Oh, tell him Mary. Oh, honey. Oh, look, I'm sorry. Yeah, I know, but this is one of those times. Yeah, a cop was just here. Yeah, a cop. Murdered. I don't know. No, I didn't let him in. Huh? Oh, I never thought of that. Okay, I won't call again. 580.
Okay, Otis. Stay here and keep this thing going. I got to get back to the lieutenant. Did it work? Yeah, like a dream. She called Evergreen 33349 and talked to George.
I'll check the number. You start driving north, so we'll be in the general exchange area. KXKB calling KQAR, code 673.
We headed across town while Walt put in the code to the precinct. In less time than it takes Sergeant Otis to say, oh, yeah, we had our address. Well, wouldn't you know it? Another pool hall.
Yeah, guy must like the game.
Hope he's in.
Pretty crowded, I don't... Oh, yeah. Yeah, there he is. He sees us.
He's going for the back door. Let's grab.
Right.
Hey, let me go.
All right.
Off me. You're busting my arm.
Just take it easy, Vale. All we want to do is talk to you. Come on, outside.
Okay.
Go on, Vale. In the car.
Shoving, I'm going.
Walt, wait.
Now, Rick.
Where did that shot come from? Got Vale in the chest.
Yeah, across the street. Stay down.
Hey, look. Look, Vale, you're not going any place now. We know you're working for Jacoby, and we know he's close. The guy who just shot you is working for Jacoby, too. You're not going to cover up for a louse who just fingered you, are you?
Jacoby's looking for you, too, partner. He's going to cut you up bad.
Where's the hideout, Vale? I'm going to put in an 800 on this, Rick. I want this whole area surrounded. Come on, Vale. Where's Jacoby?
455.
Vale. No, swell. Repeat, code 800 from Central Park West to 10th, from 59th Street to 64th Street, KXKC, now at Pool Hall, 9th Avenue, 60th Street. Okay, Rick, what's with Vale?
Yeah, nothing.
Dead?
Yeah. Gave me half of Jacoby's address, 455, and then made the trip.
455? Well, come on, there can't be too many 455s within walking distance.
What about Vale?
Yeah, I'll call him for the wagon.
Go ahead, I'll start checking apartment numbers.
Now, you wait a minute. You better take it easy. Jacoby would like nothing better than to have you go knocking on his front door.
If I know Jacoby, Walt, he's got the radio on, and he knows just what you're doing. Besides, that finger man will tell him about Vale. Somebody's got to find him before he makes a break. He's done enough killing.
Well, if you do run into something, you wait for the boys.
Walt.
Yeah?
I took off and started checking addresses that began with 455. The first was Cold Turkey, nothing but a married couple who looked like they were in training for Madison Square Garden. I moved on. Somewhere in that neighborhood, Leon Jacoby was listening to his radio.
Car 3, code 800, 455 to 61st Street. Car 16, 17, and 18.
Shut it off, James.
But Leon,
Avenue,
they're
same
surrounding
code.
the whole area.
Shut it off.
All right. All right. I wish the boys would get back.
All right, take it easy. Take it easy.
Yeah, who is it? Eddie, boss.
Okay.
Boss, the cops.
Come in.
2 cops picked up Vale in the pool hall.
Oh, so that's what it's all about. That Vale will talk.
No, he won't.
What do you mean?
When I waited across the street, got Vale when he came out with the 2 pigs.
Oh, you did, huh? Well, you did me a favor, Ed.
When I figured he didn't want anybody around that might squeal, you know, Vale, wife and everything.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what else you did, Ed?
Well, no, what?
When you plugged Vale, you brought the whole New York police force right down on my neck.
Huh?
Yeah. So, I gotta return the favor.
Well, what do you mean? I just didn't think.
No, you didn't.
Leon, come on. We got to get out of here.
Will you shut up?
Hey, now, wait a minute. What's with you?
I got a present for you, Ed.
Huh?
Leon.
Oh, no, boss. Put that knife away.
Sure.
Okay.
Oh, Leon. Oh, no. No.
What's the matter with you?
What did you do that for?
I'm in a tough spot. I go faster alone, baby.
Alone?
Yeah, baby.
You mean...
Yeah, that's right.
You'd leave me.
Look, I got no choice. You know how it is, kid. 1 might get through, but 2, no chance. Nothing to say, baby?
Yeah. Go on, get out.
Just like that, huh? Then what would happen to you? You might help the cops find me, huh? Tell me, aren't you a little scared?
No. Just sick. I've been sick since we got here. I wish I'd known what you were really like. I'd have laughed at you when you asked me to marry you.
Oh? Well, go on, baby. Laugh now. Maybe it'll help. Well, go on. Laugh your head off. Nothing funny. You're trying not to act scared. Jacoby don't scare you none, huh? No, I laugh. You're scared plenty because you think I might kill you. Well, say something. Don't just stand there. You're scared. You gotta be scared. Everybody's scared of Jacoby. You slapped Jacoby. Okay, baby. Nobody slapped Jacoby. Not you, not the cops, not anybody. Maybe you like to beg me not to kill you, huh?
Go ahead, go on, beg. Oh. Okay. I think about you when I'm back in Firenze, baby. Arrivederci.
Jacoby, hold it.
What?
Stop, Jacoby. Well, Jacoby had waited 6 years to get a crack at me, and it looked like he was going to finally get his chance. The alley was a dead end. I stopped and listened. The back of the alley was stacked with boxes, and along the sides, garbage cans. He could have been hiding anywhere along the line. I'm coming in, Jacoby. You want to give it up or do you want to play? The block's surrounded.
Okay. I ain't got a gun.
Come on out.
All right. Only don't shoot, Diamond.
Walk over here.
Hey, you see, I ain't got a gun. Now, don't shoot, please.
Shut up, slob, and start walking out.
What do you got to act like that for, huh, Diamond?
Come on, Jacoby, move.
So, what do you cops got against me? What'd I do, huh?
Nothing, Jacoby. Not a thing. Start moving.
Well, why you gotta get so tough? Or maybe you're scared.
Scared to death. Now, if you don't hurry up and move, I'm going to shoot you full of holes. I'm so scared.
All right, Diamond, all right. I ain't got no gun, so you can push me around like that. What are you going to do to me, huh?
Why, not a thing. Haven't you heard? The city went out and bought you a yacht. They like the way you kill people, so they're going to give you the yacht and send you back to Italy. Now, walk out of that alley.
Okay. Now, you dirt.
Over here, Walt. Over here.
He pulled his knife on you, huh?
Yeah, I didn't think I'd see it.
Well, you're lucky you're dead.
Yeah, well, I expected it. There used to be an old saying 6 years ago. When Leon Jacoby wants you dead, he'll use a knife and you'll lose your head. Yeah, he should have remembered. I keep up on slogans.
That's an awful story.
Well, you wanted me to tell you about it.
But it's so terrible, and you're so lucky.
Yeah, I guess so.
You'll certainly know better next time.
Oh, I'll never make the same mistake again.
Oh, I should hope not. Imagine being in such a hurry you've forgotten threw your socks in with all those lovely white shirts.
Plaid now, baby.
Did the color run that much?
Sweetheart, when I got back to the office, it looked like Picasso had been in my wash basin. My shirts are ruined.
Well, don't you fret. Mommy's going to buy little old Rick a whole new batch tomorrow.
Oh, no. Really, I couldn't. It's just against my principles to take anything from a woman.
It is, huh?
Definitely.
What's that song you're playing?
16 neck, 33 sleeve. What?
Oh, you idiot.
Oh, I was bad. I dropped a real hint.
Well, I'll drop a little old hint, too. Very subtly, of course. Sing.
Oh, baby, you're the subtlest. Climb aboard a butterfly and take off on the breeze. Let your worries flutter by and do the things you please. In the land where dollar bills are falling off the trees, on a dreamer's holiday. Every day for breakfast there's a dish of scrambled stars. And for luncheon, you'll be munching rainbow candy bars. You'll be living a la mode on Jupiter or Mars, on a dreamer's holiday. Make it a long vacation. Time there is plenty of. You need no reservation. Just bring along the one that you love. Help yourself to happiness and sprinkle it with mirth. Close your eyes and concentrate and dream for all you're worth. You will feel terrific when you get back down to earth. From a dreamer's holiday. How was that, honey? Huh?
Davy, you're the craziest.
What?
Now, where did you pick up that expression?
Oh, I get around now and then. I know a couple of musicians.
Oh, I bet they all play lead kazoo.
Come here.
What do you want?
I want to lay one on you.
What? Oh.
What'd you think of that, Pops?
You want the honest truth?
Uh-huh.
Solid.
You have just heard Richard Diamond, Private Detective, starring Dick Powell. Helen was played by Virginia Gregg. Lieutenant Levinson by Ed Begley. Also in our cast were Wilms Herbert, David Ellis, Gene Tate, Edmund McDonald, and Charles McGraw. Music was under the direction of Frank Worth. Richard Diamond is written and directed by Blake Edwards. Dick Powell soon will be seen in the screen version of the best-selling novel, Mrs. Mike. Now, this is Eddie King inviting you to be with us again at the same time next week, when we will again bring you Dick Powell as Richard Diamond, Private Detective. Sunday evening means stellar listening on NBC. Tomorrow, be sure to hear the American theater's foremost acting couple, Alfred Lunt and Lynn Fontanne, in the whimsical comedy The Great Adventure on the Theater Guild on the Air. And for another great adventure in comedy tomorrow, remember to hear the Phil Harris Alice Faye Show. Great entertainment Sundays on NBC. Next, it's Death in the Rain with Maureen O'Hara on NBC.